Go. Spirits with spirits. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into another episode of Spirits of Spirits. This is season 3, episode 16, Haunts of Hawaii. I'm your host, John Watkins, and of course, your host with the most, Mr. David Lowe. How we doing tonight, Dave?
What's up, brother? I'm doing okay. Allergies are in full effect today, and having some technical issues. But as technical director, I figured out a way around it.
Nothing but some duct tape and a box of Kleenex can't handle.
Exactly right. As if duct tape doesn't fix the problem, you ain't using enough duct tape.
Oh yes, that's why we chew bubble gum too.
That's right. So, what do you got drinking tonight, bro?
I'm doing a little some fat tire over here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A little fat tire. I was hoping for something Hawaiian tonight. I wanted to, continue with the Hawaiian theme and have some Hawaiian beer, but I couldn't find any.
Yeah, I saw a new commercial for a new Hawaiian beer I wanted to try, but I couldn't. I didn't go beer shopping today, and I couldn't remember the name of it. So,
yeah, I didn't know about that, but I went beer shopping because I always look for Longboard. Longboard is my beer of choice from Hawaii.
Not sure.
I'm sure, but I didn't have any of that left, and I didn't have any. I couldn't find any at the store. There's Mika. Thanks, Mika. Sorry, we're a little late. We had some issues, and we went along with our Scare Network TV episode, but it was a good talk. It was a good location. I liked talking about that. So I had one Hawaiian beer left. It was called a Castaway IPA from Kona Brewing Company, and I used that exclusively for Scare Network TV. So
I can't do the IPAs, bro. I can't do them. They're just
I don't like IPAs. That particular one is.
But Kona Brewing Company has a new beer out. I do remember it is from Kona Brewing Company. I just can't remember the name of the beer that they just came out with. So I'm
Longboard is their main one, and then another one that I really like is called Big Wave.
Neither one of those.
Yeah, I don't know what the new one is, but I went Mexican. I'm doing El Repaso.
Some Repaso
as my beer of choice tonight, and I've never tried it. So here we go.
It's not bad stuff.
No, that's all right.
Yeah,
I can deal with that. So, Haunts of Hawaii. We've got 3 great locations to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
And now I'm interested to know, first off the bat, after doing our location for Scare Network, do you think any of these 3 sites will stack up to it?
I think one has the possibility of blowing it out of the water. I think the other 2 will be right in that same range as what we talked about on Scare Network. I think it'll end up in that 70 range.
Yeah.
I have a feeling we won't see anything tonight below a 72. That's my feeling
Ooh,
for tonight's episode.
that's
I just
that's a
have that
bold prediction, bro. That's a
I
bold
have that feeling.
prediction.
These places in Hawaii are really interesting. Uh, tonight, I mean, if you watch the beginning of the show, we're going to talk about the Kaimuki House, um, which I can't wait
That's a
to talk
serious
about.
house, bro. Okay. So I talked to a guy in the service
No regret.
who was stationed in Hawaii, and they were forbidden from going to this house.
Dude, this place. I'm so looking forward to talking about this place.
I'm so
And then
jazzed.
we're gonna talk about the Pali Highway, which also includes the Pali Lookout, the tunnels, and the ruins.
Yeah,
Uh, and I think that is gonna be a great
that's gonna be
discussion there.
serious.
And we're gonna talk about the Iao Theater.
Iao, the Iao Theater.
I like it how I say it, dude.
EIO.
Theater.
Old McDonald had a cinema.
We're gonna talk about that, and I think that place is surprisingly gonna score high. I think that is my surprise pick for the night.
That's your sleeper pick of the night. I
The
see.
sleeper pick that I think
That's a
is
good one, bro. That's good. I mean, because that's the one I'm looking at to score
come
the
and go.
lowest.
I think
But my
again,
bold
we'll do that.
prediction, I think we will get a 90 tonight.
I have a feeling there will be a 90 in the house tonight.
I think there will be a 90.
Speaking of house, let me
Speaking in the house, but yeah, I think there will be a 90 tonight. I think we may also get an 80. But yeah, I was thinking nothing lower than a 68.
yeah. Oh, you're a little bit lower than I am.
I'm a little
You're
bit lower. I'm a little bit more I'm thinking 68 will bottom out.
I think our lowest is a 72, and again,
I can't wait.
I'm interested to score these. I'm interested to discuss these.
Mhm.
I've been thinking about since we did our live on Instagram. Again, that's at Spiritual Spirits on Instagram, or you can even follow on the live Instagrams at the 4K Lowdown. But
Yep.
ever since we did the live on Instagram, I've been thinking about these locations. You know, you do the research on them, and they just
Thank you.
the more I think about these locations, oh, you're welcome. I the more they intrigue me, and the more I think is going on there. And I hope because my excitement for these locations that it doesn't sway me to overscore.
Yeah.
Um, and I have been known to do that. Dave can attest to that.
I can attest to
that. I, I I think I keep my reservedness available for the Scare Network and not on the live.
Yeah.
But yeah,
yeah,
I'm really looking for that.
Yeah,
So
speaking of Scare Network, you guys,
fine.
scarenetwork.tv, go and check that out because you can get the exclusive content from Spirits to Spirits. Plus, there's all sorts of other stuff that they have there: true crime, horror movies, classic horror, thrillers, paranormal documentaries, all over the place. It's $4.99 a month or $40 for the year. You save $20.
That's a
and
huge
it's just getting bigger. Pretty soon, it's going to be huge. So get in now while you can still do it at the ground level.
And like I said, they're getting ready to start this awesome paranormal documentary series with people
not
you
sure.
may know. Of course, you have Billy Lewis, who is actually the creator of Scare Network Television. He produces a lot of everything on there. But you have a guy named Sean Austin, who's been in quite a few different paranormal documentaries and series. You have we have our first temperature change. You have Sean Pittman. I'm sorry, Shane Pittman, who is notoriously known for the Holzer Files and 28 Days Haunted. And of course, Sean also is also noted for 28 Days Haunted. And then Eric,
That was a good show, bro.
I can't forget his, I can't remember his last name. Eric is phenomenal. Connor, right? Yeah,
Connor.
Eric Connor, phenomenal up and comer. He's been doing it a while, but you could tell he's a little bit not as seasoned as the other two. They're gonna have quite a few different guys on this series, and I can't wait for that to come out.
Yeah,
they're working on that right now. So I recommend everybody to join Scare Network and .tv and check that out, because there's tons. You'll never run out of stuff to watch. And of course, we want to thank Spotify for podcasters. There, what allows us to take the audio portion of our live broadcast here and put it out to your favorite places like Spotify, Google Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Casts, Radio Public, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. It's a great way to start your podcast. And as you continue to grow, it's actually a great way to continue on with your podcast. Another temperature change.
Temperature drop.
Because not only do they help you grow, they actually help you with sponsorships as your podcast continues to grow. And I'm telling you, they're awesome. Not only do they put it on Spotify, which is the main people for it, but they allow you to put your product out there to other sites directly through them with no cost. So we want to thank them for that. And of course, thanks StreamYard. StreamYard is why we're able to do our multicast, where we're on our Facebook Spirits with Spirits page, the YouTube at Spirits with Spirits, or Spirits with Spirits with John and Dave. And of course, Twitter, which is Spirits with Spurt, which people are able to watch online. For some reason, Twitter does not allow the interaction portion of the live broadcast.
Yeah, you can't respond. You can't get chats or anything like that.
Chats or anything that come through, but it allows you to watch you and enjoy the show, to where you want to put us on there and watch us on Twitter and continue on with your cooking and cleaning and all that good stuff, or drinking like we do during the show. Go ahead and check that out. So I want to thank all those guys out there. Appreciate them. Without those people out there, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing, or we would be doing what we're doing, but nobody would be able to see us or hear us. So
nobody. I'm not saying. Well, we definitely have one person watching, and Mika says that's great, and it is. It's pretty awesome that they do that for us. I can't say that StreamYard is free, but they do offer a free service. So if you guys are interested, they do offer you to put it on one platform for free. So like, say you could go in and you can record, you can do a live, and you can put it on YouTube for free. They let you even add video clips, but like if you want to do backgrounds or logos or things like that, you're going to have to pay for their service.
But even with the free service, you get a lot of tools at your disposal that you're not just going to get by running it directly off of YouTube or directly off of Facebook. And that is the third temperature change now since we started the show and I turned it on.
It's getting hot in here, so leave on all your clothes, because nobody wants to see any of that.
Sorry, wrong type of show. This is not OnlyFans.
Wrong type of show. This is not. It's not an evening with the furries. It's paranormal show. Although with enough shots in me, you might see some shirt come off. But
we need some good paranormal activity for that to happen.
Good, yeah. I'm gonna have to see something like come off the shelves. I'm like, all right, let's go.
I'm thinking, Dave. I'm thinking tonight.
Slave.
We start with the Pali Highway. And talk about the haunts on the Pali Highway, and talk about those places that are all construed with the Pali Highway.
Okay.
I think that's a good starting point.
Okay. I've got a present for you.
You got a Dave, I like presents, Dave.
I have a gift.
I do love presents, Dave. I do love the presents.
So cue this up.
Oh. Should I maximize my screen, Dave? Is that what I should be doing?
That's not the one.
Freaky.
Maybe we maximize the screen. That's the one.
Yes, the box is talking. So what you're hearing, Mika, is actually the me and Dave both run a Oculus through the Ghost Tube app, and that is actually what you're hearing. It said blessed coming through. We run these both. at first, when we first started this off, we are like, oh, it's gonna be fun and games, and then we started getting intelligent conversation back and forth with it, and then I did a bunch of research on the actual app itself, what it utilizes on the phone, what actual Oculus uses, EMF detectors use. I did a bunch of research, and I was like, holy shit, this app is actually a little bit legit. So it's pretty freaking cool. Again, it can be a little freaky, and you'll see during the show. It doesn't happen all the time, but we'll start interacting with it, and it's
Move it.
okay. I guess
Let's
I'll
move it, John.
All right,
Let's move it along.
Close it.
And close it. I'm not closing the app. So yeah, it's interesting. It makes things a lot interesting. So Dave's got something here. I like this guy. His websites are freaking amazing for the haunts of Hawaii. I've seen his face a lot, so I'm interested to see what this video presents us to us, Dave.
Okay, so he came on the news. So this is on the news. He came on Channel 2 in Oahu, and they asked him for his 3 most haunted locations.
Okay.
And Pali Highway was one of them.
Oh.
Move it.
I'm going. Calm down. So let's play this clip. Hopefully everybody can hear it.
Pali Lookout, a young man comes up to me and says, can I make an offering to the pig god Kamapua'a? And he has the tea leaf bundle. I tell my now fired assistant to go with him, let him make the offering. The assistant misunderstands what I said, which was let him put the offering down, bring him back. But he brings the boy back along with the offering. The thing has come apart. And so as they're walking back toward me, my wife takes that photograph.
What do I do?
If you look underneath the boy's hands, there's a green swirling mist.
Yeah.
Right underneath. It reveals that he has Chinese roast pork.
Oh, no taking pork over the Pali.
That's exactly what happened. He took it over the invisible meridian where you can't bring pork on that road at the lookout.
There is.
You can come from windward to leeward.
Oh.
So he kind of broke the law, and my assistant was fired that night.
So for people that whether they have a deep belief in all
Satanic.
this or not,
Mine just said satanic. That's Satan.
Satan, that's the devil.
The devil.
That's the devil with the foosball. So yeah, that's kind of one of the legends, but they actually had it on the news. Actual evidence captured on the news.
That dude has a lot of, and if I remember
It's
his
not easy.
website, it's like Mysteries of Hawaii or Mysteries of the Unknown or something like that.
You're right.
Yeah.
Mine says it's not easy, and yours says you're right.
No, it said to your right.
Oh, two, you're right. Oh, hey.
It's not easy to your right. It's not easy to fall in love.
It's not easy to fall in love.
She saw the mist. Yeah, that green mist underneath. Because yeah, he had pork in the offering.
Yeah, you can't bring that over.
You can't take it over there. Now,
here's one of the things about the pork. There's a story, and I don't know if it's a story or it happens to multiple people.
Yes.
Where people will be driving down the Pali Highway with pork in their car.
Yes.
And as they get to that meridian, as he was talking about, your car will literally cease to function because you have pork inside the car. It's like, no, you can't bring pork over this.
Yeah.
That's cool that they caught that. I love the fact is like my assistant was fired that night because
I fired my assistant. So this is centered around the demigod Kamapua'a, which is half man, half pig.
And that is who he was talking about. Can he make an
offering
to Kamapua'a? And that's where he started that story. And this is evidently Dave's got some more surprises for us. Gotta love the technical director.
I got you. So, anyway, the there was a love affair between the god Pele and the demigod Kamapua'a, and they had a bad breakup and agreed never to see each other again. So legend has it that you can't take pork over the Pali Highway because that means you are symbolically taking Kamapua'a from one side of the island to another.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
You're right.
Right. That makes sense. You're right.
To-
You're right, Dave.
So it says if you try to bring pork across, your car will stop at some point along the journey, and an old woman with a dog will appear. To be able to continue on your way, you must feed the pork to the dog.
More. Would you think that would be an offering to Kamapua or to Polly?
This is an offering to Pele because Pele's like, no, Kamapua'a stays on that side of the island.
Come outside.
Oh yeah, Kamapua.
No pigs allowed.
That's right.
No pigs allowed on this side. So you're offering it to me, telling me that that the pork's not coming over. You're offering it back, saying, "Okay, I'm not bringing it over because that'll anger the god Pele." So, but no, that was it as far as the screen sharing present. But
I'm going.
I thought that was really cool. Now the other two locations that they had weren't the ones that we had on our list, but yeah, I thought that was interesting that Pali Highway came up and the Pali Lookout.
Well, Micah says that we wouldn't be driving that highway. I wouldn't be driving that highway with leftovers from a luau.
I definitely would not have any lechon or any pulled pork. I'd make sure I ate all that before I drove across the island.
Like, I'll take the rolls and I'm out.
Maybe some shrimp.
Maybe some shrimp.
But I will tell you that at this point, that that highway, that part of the highway is closed.
It is.
They
and it's
find some more stuff that I had on.
It's crazy that he talks about that lookout. And that lookout was actually the site of a major battle during King Kaimuki House. Kamehameha. Sorry, Dave. Campaign to unify the Hawaiian Islands, where hundreds of warriors were actually pushed over the actual lookout and fell to their deaths. So I don't. It's
He won't leave.
Yeah, it's close. There have been actual several reports of their actual lost souls seen wandering that area after dark at that lookout. Like they got 300. Like
yeah.
That's the only way I can describe it is imagining that battle and how they pushed all the Persians over the cliffs from that movie. For some reason, that's what pops in my head, seeing how everybody goes over.
To your right. Higher.
Hold on a second.
Higher.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry, Dave. What were you saying?
You were talking first, and you said, "Hang on a second."
Oh, no. I just when I picture that moment of that battle, that for some reason that's what comes to mind is from the movie 300 when they're pushing all the Persians over the cliff. But I don't know, that lookout has a lot going on there. If I'm not mistaken. Because you have the ruins that can be actually found right over there by the was it the Lulu Mahu Falls? I hope I'm saying that right. Or is it
That sounds right.
Lulu Mahu Falls? You have the ruins right there.
Yeah.
But this, I mean,
I have
those
a picture.
structures actually date back to like 1847. Oh yeah, yeah, you got
That's
that
the ruins right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you were talking about the old soldiers and stuff,
Age.
that talks to me, that speaks to me about the night marchers.
Yes.
So the night marchers, I'm going to show that. If you can hear it off the highway at night, you can hear the sounds of drumming or the trumpeting of a conch shell.
Ooh.
The spirits of ancient Hawaiian warriors called night marchers are said to travel in groups around the islands on the highway to revisit places where they fought fierce battles during their lifetimes. It is said those who make eye contact with these floating apparitions risk being swept away into the spirit world.
Yeah, if you don't bow down in respect,
Yeah.
it will literally
Yeah.
kill you.
Yeah. If there's no chance to flee, then you get down on your belly to show respect and keep your eyes to the ground as they pass by.
Okay, so you've seen the hakas, right? The performances of hakas.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
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 You're right.
I
Oh,
can't.
you
I
see us
can't.
doing that?
Nobody can see this. Thank God, because that was awful. What the?
Do you think those are what's the word I'm looking for?
I think that's a callback to the ancestors. I think
Yeah,
this was something that they did. Yeah.
As a resonance to the ancient warriors and even the night marchers. I mean, what would happen instead of bowing down to the night marchers? You started doing a haka instead.
You did a haka? That would be interesting.
Hey, we just started a haka, like, you're a fierce warrior too.
Like, you think that they join in and
that's what I'm wondering. Like, would like all of a sudden you guys having this haka? Yeah, it's so powerful. I honestly get goosebumps every time I watch one of those.
Yeah, they're so neat. They're amazing.
It's the whole reason why I watch the All Blacks. I mean, on rugby. It's yeah. And callback is not the word I'm looking for. I don't understand. For some reason, beer is the reason. Dave. Beer. I'm two tall boys of Guinness and now a fat
tire
and but the night marchers, it's kind of weird because when they see him out there on Pali Lookout or Pali Highway, they're usually lined up in a single line. And I thought that was interesting. I think they'd be more in a
it's unknown
warriors march than a single line. Imagine seeing that. I mean, I you wouldn't be able to see it for long without the threat of being killed and taken to the other side. Your soul being lost forever. I think that's what you said. Another temperature
Move
change.
it.
But to see him in a single line, I don't know. for some reason I just think about them chanting and performing. I don't want to say performing, but I wonder what would happen if someone actually did start doing a haka instead of bowing down, started doing a haka. If they would treat it as a challenge, or if they would treat it
Or if they would,
as a brotherhood or something like that type effect going.
I think if it was us, they'd think of it as a challenge. I just don't
Well,
think we're howlies. We're not.
We're a bunch of howlies, dude. They don't.
Yeah, I think it's a callback to the ancestors, and yeah, definitely a sign of respect to the land. I completely agree with you, Mika. That was,
Bright.
yeah, it wasn't me. Okay. So there's okay, there is the Pali Lookout at the end of Old Pali Road by the Ko'olau golf course is the abandoned Kiona Ole Road. Another infamous spot for paranormal activity. There are 3 major ghost stories that revolve around this area.
To your right.
It is haunted by murder victims whose corpses were dumped nearby. The restless spirits they call a large tree home. And it says, don't get too close or they'll transfer to you.
Really?
And by the ghosts who were pushed off the Pali Lookout. The warriors are now thought to haunt the small unmarked trail near the road that is home to lua'e. It's a type of fern, lua'e ferns. It is said that those who pick the ferns are followed home by shadow figures and subsequently fall ill or are plagued with nightmares if you pick the ferns off the road.
Oh, really? Why the
Yes.
ferns though?
I guess because they're native. I don't know, but something about the ferns. I mean, shoot, they will, they'll kill you if you don't feed a dog pork before you cross. I mean,
that's true.
There's got to be something to that, right? I don't know, but I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, there was one instance where a police officer was called to a scene at the Pali Lookout because they were told that the guy reported saying, I was on a Pali Lookout and I saw a woman throw a baby off the cliff.
Oh, wow.
The police go there. No sign of anything. They look over the lookout. They look for a woman. No sign of anything. So the police officer was standing there and he was just getting ready to call in saying, there's nothing here, when he sees the apparition of a woman run up to the end of the cliff and throw her baby off the cliff.
Yeah, oh shit.
Oh damn.
Disregard.
Yeah, there's no son of a I don't know what the Hawaiian word is for shit, but I think that's what I would have said.
Shiite.
There's probably a lot of A's in it. Kaka. Shitty kaka. But now there's only one phrase in Hawaiian that I know, and that's Iao Ula, which basically means wider is better.
Wider's better. That could be useful if you're single. Did you know that when they built the highway back in 1898, workers found over 800 human skulls?
Oh yeah,
believed to be the remnants of the warriors who actually fell to their death from the cliff above. How How do
Down.
you go back to work after finding that many skulls?
To your right.
Stop saying that.
How do you go back to work finding all that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd go back to work.
I don't think I could go back to work.
So the Kiona Ole Road, which is part of the highway's part of this,
Yes.
used to be a footpath that dated back to 1837. It was widened for horses and wagons,
West.
and then improved to accommodate all vehicles later on. There, 1887 government contract paid for the road to
Move
be
it.
improved. We're going, creating what is now known as the Pali Highway. 1986 city officials decided to close most of the stretch of road after the building of Castle Junction. Some commuters still used Kianole Road to bypass the major intersection. Okay, I see where that's going. There was something. Okay, in 1983, the
Apologize.
nude body of a 20-year-old near Nirmala Weddle was found strangled near the golf course Sunday morning. Medical examiner said Weddle had either been raped or had sexual intercourse before being killed, and that she was strangled with a hard object, not hands. Police recovered a tire iron from the murder scene, which they think was possibly used to strangle her. And basically she was left in the tall grass off the side of the road after a resident found her purse hanging on a gate post the next morning was when they found the body. So there are times on this stretch of the road where you will see a naked woman crossing the street in front of your car.
Wow.
Move it.
Well, it's not saying to your right anymore, Dave.
No. But if you put it together, it's move it to your right. So, but yeah, this is a cool, I mean, with the ruins and all that stuff. I mean, it's beautiful.
Well, the crazy thing about the ruins is actually there's like one window that remains that's actually built off center. And it stated that it was built off center to where you could actually see the night watchers to where you could avoid being in the actual eye line of the night marchers. To where you can actually watch them pass without having to worry about being killed. And they have it marked because actually the trail to the ruins is actually an unmarked trail.
Yes.
But they literally tell you that it's a go at your own risk. And if you do enter at your own risk,
Move it.
you better be careful. You better be comfortable with the possibility of something following you.
What should I
home.
do?
Yes.
That's a little worrisome about something following you home. That tells me that there's something a little bit more than just these night marchers that might be there, right?
Yeah.
No.
Well, especially with, if you pick the ferns and stuff, you're going to be followed home by a shadow figure.
Why? Oh, why? Why
That's
are there
dangerous, bro. That's crazy. I don't know. You ready to score it, or do you have anything else that you found with it?
I'm just seeing. I see
Lower your
the.
voice.
Oh, that was him. Lower your voice, John.
I'm seeing if there's anything a little bit more to talk about. I did see the police officer thing here. I'm just making sure I got all my T's crossed and my I's dotted before we score.
I see dead people.
I see dead people.
And Mika.
I see
To your right.
To my right.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's a very sad story for there were a few. There were other like in 75 there was a rape and murder that was there. In 1929 there was a person by the name of Charlie. I can't remember his last name, but he died. He died on that road.
That's the second time we talked about Charlie tonight, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's related to what we talked about on Scare Network, but then the name's the same.
Simon.
And Simon, there was something else.
Yeah, the ruins. Okay, so just a mile from the lookout, also known as King Kamehameha III's summer home, the Kanikapupu ruins can be found near the falls. Dating back to 1847, the structure was only used for a few decades before being abandoned and reclaimed by nature. A small single-story, three-tiered structure was constructed with Western influence and the guidance of Hawaiians. The slightly off-centered windows were built as such in order to ward off the spirits of the night marchers, who were commonly thought to roam the area near the Pali Lookout.
Here's a question I have for you. Do you think the night watchers and the Hawaiian, I don't like saying that, but the soldiers that people see are two different things?
Yes, I think they're both the ancient soldiers, but I think the ones that become night marchers are no longer human. Because those are all kind of like shadowy figures.
That police officer account is freaking amazing.
Yep.
Bedroom.
I can't believe that he was like just standing there. Holy shit.
Never mind.
And he was like, it was transparent, but you could see it. Basically, he just saw like the top half of her body running with a baby, and then heave ho the baby off the cliff. And I'd be like, dang, crazy story.
Morgan's Corner is not part. Oh yeah, Morgan's Corner is part of the Pali.
It's part
Highway.
of the highway, yeah.
Hanging
Anything going on there?
apparitions, unexplained sound of scraping against the roof of cars. Spine-tingling sounds of screams. which are believed to be the sound of Wilder wailing for help. That's the story you told, right? Of
Yeah.
Wilder? Yeah.
Move it.
You got to move it, move it. You got to move it, move it. You
Like
got
first?
to move it.
All right, gonna have to make another one.
Move it.
Okay.
Shadow figures seen in the area. That's the
Shadow
lookout.
figures all over the place here.
That's Nuano Pali lookout.
Yeah.
Nuu ani anu. Nuu anu. Nuu anu.
I'm not sure what you're doing, bro, but I like it.
I'm just saying, Iolani. Yeah, I think that's kind of the gist of the Pali Highway, the lookout. Did we talk about the tunnels?
I'm not
though?
sure.
I don't think we talked about the tunnels.
I don't
That's
think
interesting too.
we talked about the tunnels.
Move it.
Pali Highway.
I thought that was Highway 1, but I could have been wrong.
No, it's still part of the Pali Highway.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Was that part of Highway 1 when we were talking about it?
I thought it was Highway 1. And Pali Highway is actually Highway 2.
Because there's 2 tunnels that go on the Pali
Don't
Highway.
leave me.
Casey tragically committed suicide at the end of the road. According to the story, Casey spiraled into deep desolation after her boyfriend cheated on her with a cheerleader in their class. Unable to cope with the pain,
Move it.
Cassie hung herself from a tree off the Nu'uani Anu Pali Drive. After Cassie failed to return home on the evening of her death, her family filed a missing person report for days on end. Her friends and family waited in a suspended state of anxiety, holding out for any news on what had happened. What had become of her. That they added an extra word in there. It threw me off. After 3 days, the body was discovered. Ironically enough, it was Cassie's former boyfriend and his new sweetheart who did the discovering. That doesn't sound good. Aside from Cassie's final resting place, Poly Drive was also a popular necking spot for young lovers. The two had just pulled their car down the drive when out of nowhere, the girl let out a blood-curdling scream. Her boyfriend turned to look out the passenger window, only to see the bloodless, severed head of Cassie grinning up at them.
Oh, nice.
The coroner's report from the fateful night states that Cassie's body had been left to hang from the tree for so long that the rope had snapped, severing her head from the body. The head then happened to land right outside the window of her ex-boyfriend's car.
How do you feel?
Does that seem a little bit more than coincidence to you?
Yeah. I think there's definitely something to that.
Due to the severe trauma to Cassie's spinal cord, her head and body would never again reunite. Her family actually opted for a closed casket funeral. And
Yeah,
their daughter,
I'd do that.
I don't
That's
know
a
why
smart
I'm
move.
laughing. I'm sorry.
Smart move.
And their daughter was laid to rest in pieces.
Move it.
Sorry. it was plural. Sorry. I'm horrible. I'm bad. I'm sorry. uh, whew. Because the fragmented nature of her body and the tragic violent nature of her death, Cassie's spirit is rumored to perpetually wander down
Guide.
a little too much, Mika. A
Why?
little too much. I don't know why. Probably the beer. Her, but her spirit is rumored to perpetually wander down Nu'uanu Pali Drive, dragging her severed head behind her by her own spinal cord. I don't know why this story is funny, but I can't stop
Why
laughing.
are you laughing?
She
That's
has a
some Mortal Kombat shit.
particular affinity for couples necking in their cars at
Haunted.
night and is said to materialize right outside the
Move it.
passenger side windows. Perhaps she's jealous she can no longer participate. Oh man, I'm sorry. Two large boulders just off the road once housed a pair of guardian goddesses who watched over the protected the area. Native Hawaiian communities, the goddesses possessed an extraordinary amount of power. The scope of this power was even thought to extend beyond the reaches of Nuanu Pali. This kind of reminds me of the story that we talked about in our cryptids with the mo'o. Families would hike out to the rocks
To
and
your
leave
left.
of flowers or bark cloth to ensure safe travels. New parents would also travel to the rocks to bury the umbilical cords of their newborn babies. There's a lot of stuff going on with this one. Yeah. Ensuring they would be protected from evil forces. Infants whose umbilical cords were buried here were said to live long, healthy, and prosperous lives. The second pair of Hawaiian gods known to look near Nu'uanu Pali Drive enjoy a slightly less amicable relationship. Legends hold that Pele, the goddess of the volcano, and
Pray.
Kamapua, a half man, half play god, have some serious beef, or should it be pork? According to the stories, Pele holds a perpetual grudge against Kamapua. Pua'a. Every time I say something like that, it reminds me of Shark Bait. And forbids him from crossing into her
Go
territory.
through Mount Wanahakalugi.
Those who defy Pele's will are said to suffer the consequences, and many have claimed that whatever pig products they dared bring into
To your
New
left.
instantly burst into flames before they could reach the other side. One visitor to the area even claims his favorite mug, a white porcelain one decorated with tiny pink piglets, suddenly became red hot to the touch before shattering into a million pieces. When he bent to pick up
Halt.
the pieces, not a single piglet remained intact. The man decided it'd be best to glue his beloved mug back together once he was safely outside the vengeful goddess's territory. Final, and perhaps most terrifying tale to come out of Nu'uanu Pali is that of the Mo'o Wahine, the grotesque lizard-like creature with the ability to transform into a beautiful woman. One traveler, that's kind of funny that is,
That's the Mo'o.
yeah. One traveler recounts an especially cold-blooded encounter with this creature. According to his report, the man was walking down the Nu'uanu Trail at dusk. I can't believe I said it that fast. He was making his way through the trail when a woman passed him coming the other way.
Harm.
The man described her as the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. She smiled at him before continuing down the trail, and he turned to get a second look, enchanted. The man then continued on his way, but he couldn't get the woman out of his head. By the time he reached the end of the trail, night had fallen. He stepped into an open clearing full of flowers and was shocked to see the same woman from before standing in the moonlight. He moved closer to try and talk to her, but she winked at him and beckoned for him to follow her instead. Utterly mesmerized, the man had no
mistake.
choice but to obey. He followed the woman blindly down the dark path, completely unaware of where his feet were taking him. That sounds about right.
Trap.
All at once, he found himself at the precipice of a tall cliff with the woman nowhere in sight. Out of nowhere, he felt something rush at him from behind. nearly pushing him off the edge. When he scrambled to his feet, he swears he could see the retreating figure of a hulking serpentine beast, its scales glittering in the moonlight. The man considered himself lucky to get away with his life and has vowed never to return to Nu'uanu Pali Drive again. He concedes that he sees the woman again, he'll probably just ask for her number instead. That is very much like a siren, Mika.
Yeah.
I knew there was something more I wanted to talk about this.
Yeah. No, that was good. Yeah. Okay, let's score it.
I think now I'm ready to score it, Dave.
Now let's score it, bro.
So the residual of this place.
I think the residual's pretty good here.
I think the residual is. I think there's a lot of residual going on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I consider the night marches residual, but I definitely consider the warriors that fell to their death residual.
I think the warriors falling to their death for sure. The night marchers, I think those are intelligent. I think those have gone beyond intelligent to non-human.
Yeah, to non-human, yeah.
Because they interact with you. If you look them in the eye, do stuff, shit'll happen to you. So I think those are definitely intelligent. I think the woman and the baby, I think that was residual. I think that was a loop.
I think that is residual.
I think the woman crossing the road, the naked woman crossing the road, I think that's a residual. I think the whole thing. I think the whole thing with the pork and stuff. I think that's definitely intelligent.
I think that's that's definitely intelligent. I think there's an intelligent haunt or something going on there. But the women, I think the women are residual. I agree.
Okay, my question for you. Let me just break this down for you. Okay, so when you take pork across the island, you are angering the god Pele.
Yes.
Okay.
Johnny.
Oh, Johnny's back. I don't know if it's talking to me or if there's another Johnny here. And
I don't know.
It's weird because my uncle, who had passed away 15 years ago now, was Uncle Johnny.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
So if the god is making things burst into flames,
to your left.
To my
It's
left.
not to your right anymore, Dave.
Not to my right anymore. It's to my left. That's very odd. It's changed directions on me. Does that count as non-human?
Okay, say that one more time.
Okay, because we had too much stuff going on. The stuff with the pork and the god Pele, and the whole burst into flames and the stuff that's happening. If you're doing pork,
I think
or even the offering
itself is considered non-human.
I think would that be considered non-human because they're God?
I would consider that non-human. Their divine power is also considered non-human. It might be benevolent, it might be malevolent, but it's still considered non-human.
It's still non-human. I think. Well, and then Kamapua'a, the half pig, half man, that's a demigod, so he's half human, half god.
Yeah. So I'd still probably put him in the non-human category.
He's also half pig, half human. So yeah,
I'd say he's 2/3 non-human.
2/3 non-human. Okay, 66%.
God and pig, and then
God and pig, and then there's a little bit of human in there. Okay, so residual again. I mean, I think the residual is solid here.
I think the residual is solid here. I'm not a 10.
Not a 10. I
think there's more scores on the intelligent here than there are residual.
Yeah, I'm kind of 7.
I was thinking 6, honestly.
Yeah,
but I can lean towards a 7. I can lean towards a 7. I can see it. It's not disgusting. Pork is good. I know it's dirty, but it's good. I'd go 7 here. I can see it. I can see a 7. And I think there's more residual here happening, especially now that the road is closed, than people are actually talking about.
Yeah, and people can actually see because all that area is
Yeah.
closed. Okay, so intelligent. I think intelligent
I think
is
this is a high score here.
What should
almost.
I do?
I think it's almost a 10. I'm really close to giving this a 10. The intelligence level here.
I love the story of the Mo'o. I love the story of Cassie. I love the story of Pele and Kamapua.
Okay, so the story of Mo'o, that's got to be non-human too, right?
Yeah, that's also going to be non-human, but I have to put it in the intelligence portion here.
Right.
It's
Yeah,
really
well,
hard. I think the night watchers are intelligent.
I think night watchers are intelligent.
Um,
I think, and there's a lot of those.
There's shadow figures here,
Yeah.
so we have to put that. I know it's going to affect the non-human score, but I think it's also going to affect the intelligence score here.
Mhm.
I
Okay. Are you higher with intelligent than you are with residual?
I am well higher with intelligent than I am residual, based
Yeah,
off
me
of
too.
the discussions that we've talked about on this. I would probably put the intelligent, if not a 10, I would definitely be a 9.
Yeah.
I think the
'Cause that-
intelligent is definitely off the hook here.
I think the intelligent. I think the non-human is gonna be. I'll definitely go a 9 here for intelligent.
I'm down with the 9.
And there's poltergeist activity. We've got cars being shut off.
You got
We
the
have
mug catching fire, or things catching on fire. The
things
pork
catching fire.
itself catching
The-
fire. And the mug
yeah.
exploding.
the mug shattering.
The car's stopping on the middle of freaking highway.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that's good. That's man.
good.
Don't put pork in your car, dude.
To your left.
Right?
I know.
Now,
I know.
if two vegans get into a fight, is it called beef?
It's called
Come
lettuce.
closer.
It's called lettuce.
It's called cabbage. They're having cabbage.
They're having cabbage.
Yeah, they're having cabbage.
Do you consider people? I know you like to put physicality of people as part of poltergeist activity. Do you consider what the Mo'o did to that guy as poltergeist activity?
No, I don't. I definitely consider that non-human. If it's a spirit doing it,
yeah,
then I would consider it poltergeist. If you can't see it,
this is definitely something that was seen. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. So, I don't know, man. The poltergeist, it's not. I think I'm right around a 6.
I think poltergeist is one of the lower scores
Yeah.
here when we talk about what type of haunts we're dealing with. And I'd probably put poltergeist around a 6 here. I think the poltergeist activity, what's happening is really good. I just don't think there's a lot, especially now that they've closed the highway down, that there's a lot of it.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna say right now, non-human. I'm at a 10.
Oh, my thing just said fire. Non-human. You have 2 different gods. You got a
We have 2 different gods. We got a cryptid.
The night walkers. You got
the night walkers.
2 different cryptids.
2 different cryptids. Night walkers. The shadow figures.
Shadow figures.
Plus a god and a demigod, which are absolutely affecting things.
Yeah. I can't see any other score but a 10 here.
Yeah.
There's just so much non-human activity.
Yeah. Okay.
Now the history of Pali Highway or lookout tunnels, ruins, whatever you want to call them.
It goes back to, like 1830s when it was a footpath, and then it just kept expanding from there.
Yes.
Higher.
So there's good history. I can't say I'm really high on the history.
There's good history. There's not a I mean, there is a lot of history. He had a major battle fought there.
Yeah. Well, a lot of the ancient Hawaiian soldiers. Okay, we've got to lay claim to that. Because it's not just about the highway; it's about the land around it.
Yeah.
Because the warriors were so mad.
Kamehameha has or I'm never gonna say that right. Kamehameha.
King Kamehameha.
King Kamehameha's the third's ruin. I guess the ruins now, but building that up there.
Yeah.
I think there's good history here. I don't think I'm high on the history. I don't think it's like a 9 or 10, but I can see a 7 on the history here.
A 7. Yeah. I'm down for a 7. Okay. Manifestations. I got to say I'm really close to a 10 here.
The Night Watchers, the two
The
women,
Night Watchers, the shadow figures, the women scene
You got Cassie showing up on people
with their spinal cord hanging out.
Mo'o happening going on.
The stuff spontaneously combusting. Well, no, we're going to consider that object.
That's an object. Maybe
the green mist in the picture.
The green mist. Ah, yes, on the newscast.
That's a and and also in that picture there were orbs.
There were.
On the right-hand side.
I was trying not to say anything about that because I wasn't sure if that was
Leave
from the
me
light
alone.
shine from the guy's cell phone camera light or
Yeah.
flashlight, whatever he was holding in his hand. So I was trying to stay away from that, but it is possible those could be orbs.
Yeah.
In that picture. I think manifestations is it's hard not to give it a 10.
It's hard not to put a 10 here.
That mist in orbs, yeah, I agree with that. I was trying not to give credit to the orbs because I'm not sure if that was light shine or not. That's why I didn't bring it up because I wasn't sure myself. But
laughing.
It's laughable. I'd give it a 10. I'd give manifestations a 10. I think it's harder to give it a 9 than it is a 10.
Yeah. I agree with that.
So I'd give it a 10.
Yeah.
Now here's a subject where I think it gets hurt. Mika says yes, manifestations would be a 10 definitely.
Okay, so I'm not so sure about this because the audio is actually pretty good.
You think?
I think because with the Night Watchers, you have the drums,
the conch,
or the conch shell, where you hear that.
Yeah.
You have the war cries of the ancient soldiers.
War cries of the ancient soldiers. Okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm not high here, but I think I'm 6 or 7 range. I think
you're more mid-level to high.
I'm more mid-level, I think, and then.
I'm just seeing.
Yeah, I think is that it?
I'm just
this is not a location where you'd hear footsteps or doors slamming or Yeah,
I'm not seeing anything for audio.
With the Mo'o was there
No
any type
audio.
of verbal? No audio there.
No verbal.
Okay, so
that's what I was checking out.
I'm gonna retract, but I'm still gonna go like a 5.
That's what I was thinking mid-level. I was thinking a 5 here. That's what I was thinking on the audio. Now the feels is good.
Feels is good. So Mika, when we're talking about feels, we're talking about emotions, we're talking about other senses like smells or tastes.
In front of you.
Everything, basically all your senses but audio and sight.
Because we talk about manifestation.
Physical,
emotional, taste, touch, smell. So and then emotions. So if you're feeling emotions like dread or malaise.
Can't feel malaise.
I'm feeling malaise. But yeah, I think there's genuine fear with the wanting to do offerings to the.
Yeah, how about the fear of taking Porter of the Meridian?
Yeah. I think the whole fear of taking Porter across
are sure to tell you to leave all your ham, spam, and tenderloins at home when driving down the Nuanu Pali Drive,
Nothing.
especially.
Don't even put bacon bits on your salad when you take that across the marine. But so yeah, there's a definite fear there. So I think there's an emotional aspect.
There's
I
an
think
emotional aspect there.
people are getting physically touched because we had the one instance where the dude felt like he was almost pushed off the cliff.
Yeah, he got rushed and almost pushed off the cliffs by the mo'o.
And we talk about that. If there's physical contact, it is
That's automatic.
automatically a 5.
Automatically
It's
a 5.
automatic
If you can
5. If
touch
you
me,
be
you can hurt
physically
me.
touched, yeah, it is automatically a 5.
With the emotional aspects of what's going on, how about the
Empty.
emotional aspects of seeing a woman throw her baby off the side of
To
a
your
cliff?
left.
Yeah. I
'Cause
gotta lay claim to that. That
that-
freaked that
that
cop
might
out.
that would just destroy me. I mean, like, what
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah. Or seeing someone dragging their spinal cord.
Oh my god,
Holy guacamole.
that's some
Is it
fucking Silent Hill type shit, bro.
is it
No
strange that I'm craving a
No
burrito right
thanks.
now? I don't
agree
know.
with you,
But
dude. No thanks. Cliff
If
Ends.
it's in a serious, if you can touch me, that's a wrap.
Yeah. Like I said, and that's
I'm
why
not.
if you could touch me, it's automatically a 5. I don't care if you're tickling me, which we have talked about people
We
tickling you to
had
death.
some that tickled. Yeah, we had some that tickled
To death.
you
To
to
death.
death.
To
To
death.
death.
And hugging
And
you to
I'm
death
very
as
ticklish.
well. But I that's why we automatically, if you could touch me, you can hurt me, which is automatically a 5.
Yeah.
We add the emotional aspect to everything, which I there's no real sense going on here.
No.
No smells, no tastes. There's a lot of emotional going on. There is some touching going on. I would actually put the feels probably at a 7.
I think I'm at a 7. Yeah, I agree with that.
So here we go with the objects, Dave. You got
The
the
objects.
car.
We got the car.
You got pork products
we got
catching on fire.
the
have
the ceramic mug shattering.
Mug shattering.
I'm gonna lay claim to the 800 skulls that
The
they
800
found.
skulls, that's a good object point reference there. I love that.
The ruins.
The ruins is a good object point reference. I love the off-center window on there to where
Yeah.
you can watch the night watchers without being in line of sight. I love that.
Yeah.
I
She
really
agrees
do
with
love
the 7 on our
7. Seven's a good number for the fields. I think the objects here is
I think
one of those
objects is good here.
outweighs the poltergeist activity, which is very rare that we do that.
Very rarely do we go higher than the poltergeist activity. We usually match it, but I think there's justification here.
There's justification to where rather it being a 7 or an 8, and I'm not sure. And Dave's at an 8 there.
I'm at an
Dave,
8.
I can't argue against that. I really can't. And so I'm gonna write an 8 down on my paper here, Dave. So the danger.
I think if you're into pork products, you're in trouble here.
I think you have a danger with the night watchers. You have a danger with transporting pork.
I think there's a danger with the mo'o.
You have a danger, with the bad mo'o.
Yeah.
Unlike,
I think there's a danger with the mo'o.
the goddess
The
that
night
likes killing
watchers.
bad mo'o is not described in this.
There's the pork. There's the shadow figures that follow you home if you pull ferns.
Shadow figures that follow you home, Dave.
I think the danger level's pretty good.
That's dangerous. The fact that they can follow you home.
Yeah, I'm kind of 8, maybe 9.
I'm okay. I have to think
I'm
about
firmly at an 8.
I have to think about our 9s and 10s.
Yes, I'm firmly at an 8 at least. So
I'm thinking about our 9s. Is what I'm really thinking about. Trans Allegheny.
So let's take a look at our 9s. Yeah, we
to
have Strand Cinema,
Ooh.
Crumlin Road Gal, or no? Oh,
Yeah.
Mason House.
Oh,
Mason
Mason
House?
House. Oh, yeah.
Mason House. Well, Mason House was a 10. Sorry. What was a 9? Oh, Hellfire Club was a 9.
Hellfire. Yeah, that's a 9. Yeah.
Airedale
Demons
Mental
was a
Hospital
9.
was a 9. And Eastern State was a 9.
Eastern State. Was Ohio State Reformatory a 9? No, we haven't
scored it
that yet.
The Alaskan was a 9.
Alaskan was a 9. Oh yeah,
The Lizzie Borden Bed and Breakfast was a 9.
that was a good 9
The
too.
Suvarnabhumi Airport was a 9, and Pennhurst was a 9.
Is this Pennhurst? Okay, Dave. Is this Pennhurst?
I'm sorry, this is not Pennhurst level.
This is not Pennhurst. This is not Savunabum.
It's not Savunabhumi. I gotta go 8.
I'm gonna have to go 8 on the danger.
I gotta go 8.
I don't
think
Micah
but I
says
think
no.
Pennhurst is a 10.
Pennhurst. We might have underscored Pennhurst on your.
We might have underscored Pennhurst. I think Pennhurst is a 10.
But I think the danger. I'm gonna put. I think the danger level here is an 8. I know Micah. She says it's a 9. She says it's a 9.
Like I said, there's a good argument that could give this a 9.
The only thing I say that why this does not constitute a 9. There's nobody being scratched. There's no one being thrown across a room. There is no one being strangled. There's
Lots of danger with objects. Shadow people are a no-no.
Shadow people are a no-no. The fact that they do go home with you is very worrisome, but there's no talks about what they're doing to people at home, so I can't go any further than that, and therefore I can't give this a 9. I'm gonna have to go an 8. I think we're at an 8.
Roof.
Dave, what does that give us?
That gives us a 77.
77. That's not a bad score, though. That's not a bad score, Dave.
No, that's a good score. I think the only thing the shadow figures that follow you home are they do make you ill and they can plague you with nightmares.
Does it say that on there?
Yes.
Protect.
Really?
Yes.
Do I want to give this a 9?
I wanted to point that out before we lock this down. I think maybe we should think about the 9.
I think I have to give this a 9.
You're
it
left.
does continue on what's happening and the fact that they are affecting people, making them ill and plaguing them with nightmares. Could they possibly be spirit walker demons? I don't know. We've talked about
it. It is said that those who pick the ferns are followed home by shadow figures and subsequently fall ill or are plagued with nightmares.
I'm gonna say 9, Dave. I'm gonna have to go 9. I'm gonna have to go with Mecca here. Shadow people can cause serious harm, so that's why I say a 9.
I'm agreeing, Mika. We're on board with you. We're gonna give it a 9.
We're gonna change this to a 9, which gives us a 78.
78 for Pali Highway.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. So with Pali Highway out the way, we're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah, let's take a quick break because I think I burned my dinner.
And I think when we come back, I think we're gonna leave Kaimuki House.
Let's save Kaimuki for last.
We're gonna go to the Iao House.
Old McDonald had a theater.
Old McDonald had a theater next. Iao Theater.
Iao.
Iao?
Yeah.
Yeah. Short sounds. Iao Theater. When we come back, we're gonna throw on a little bit of creepy music while we're taking our quick break here. So enjoy that while we're gone. And how about we'll just go. How about this one, Dave?
Yeah.
And we shall.
Whoa.
That was a big echo.
That was.
All right, let's get out of here.
Oh. All right, we'll see you in a minute.
All right, everybody, we are back and ready to talk about
Burnt.
the Iao House. I'm just gonna call it Old McDonald's Theater. So there's yes. Creepy. You just now put that on? Are you muted still, Dave? Yeah.
I'm muted still. I just wrote it.
Yeah. We try to find some creepy music. Did you just put down what I picked up, Dave?
I want you to go.
I'm sorry. I'll go. It wants me to go.
Watch it go. No, Dave, I've already had this problem.
I want you to get out of here, Dave. You're not. What the hell's going on? Technical director.
Technical director doesn't know
I
how to
said
unmute
no.
himself. Evidently, Dave, you are no longer the
I'm
technical
no longer
director.
the technical director.
Dave's been demoted twice this year.
Yeah.
That's the first time Ghost Tube has demoted you.
First time I've been demoted by the ghost tube. First time I demoted myself.
Yeah, Dave demoted himself, then I demoted Dave. And I Ghost Tube. You complete full circle. Yeah.
I want you to go.
I heard you the first time, but I'm not going anywhere. You're just gonna have to deal with it.
I like this place. The more I read about Iao Theater, the more I liked it.
Here.
I'm not. Old McDonald had a theater. E-I-E-I-O. And in this theater, he had some
Had
ghosts
some ghosts. E-I-E-I-O.
and a boo boo
With a
here,
boo-boo here and a boo-boo
there,
there.
here a boo, there a
Boo,
boo,
there, boo.
there a boo, boo.
Everywhere, boo-boo. Ah,
You know, at nighttime, it does have a little creepy feel to it. It's got some fascinating stories
I
to
told
this
him.
place. I think this is my sleeper. I think it's going to score higher than what we probably think it's going to score. Again, my low is the 72. Dave has the 68. We're going to talk about the sleeper right now.
mm-hmm.
I have a
What do you think? That's spooky. Check this out. This is when it first opened.
yeah. Gotta love the black and whites. This place is located in Wailuku. Is that right, Dave? Wailuku? Wailuku? Wailuku?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Or
right.
is it Wailuku?
It's usually Y. W-A-I is usually Y.
I say why a lot too, Dave.
I say Y all the time. Usually it's when I look in the mirror. Why?
Why? Why? Uh,
I can't feel malaise.
I can't feel my legs. Been on the toilet too long. I can't feel my legs. So it opened in 1928. Iao Theater is easily one of the most haunted spots found across
here.
the 8 main Hawaiian islands, with documentation to prove it. The theater is
want you to
so
go.
haunted that actually ended up on the sci-fi show The Haunted Collector back in 2012.
Right.
Amanda.
And that's interesting as well.
Did you just say Amanda?
Yes, sir, it did.
I won't tell her. She hates it when it says her name.
Yeah. So originally both a silent movie house and a vaudeville house. Is that correct?
It's vaudeville.
It is vaudeville. Okay.
Yeah.
The Spanish mission style theater fell into disrepair in the 1980s. After threats of demolition, the theater was placed on both the State of Hawaii Register of Historical Places. That happened in 1994, and then the National Register of Historical Places in 1995. It is now home to local community theater group who have reported various paranormal happenings. There are quite a few paranormal happenings. So there have been various reports of lights flickering and unexplained voices throughout the theater. Though the most chilling story is that of a misty, luminescent ghost sitting in seats throughout the theater, as well as on stage when the theater is closed.
I have a present for you.
Oh, Dave's got a present. I love presents. That's a good picture, too. Sitting right next to someone.
Yep.
Right. Imagine taking that picture and different take on Old McDonald. Yes. Yeah, it's been around for a while. It's not one of the actually it's kind of young when you think about the age of the building in the paranormal world, but it's still old enough to
Blessed.
it might be
Old
blessed.
enough to be blessed, apparently.
It's old enough to be blessed, Dave. Old enough to have its own experiences. Where was I at, Dave? No, witnesses claim the female apparition in this place is friendly, and many affectionately refer to the spirit as Emma, an unknown flapper and actress who has a penchant for productions that take place in the 1920s.
Present for you, number 2. This is Emma.
So that's who they think.
That's
The
who they
female
think is
apparition
the
is.
main spirit that's haunting this place.
Yeah, you Micah, you really can make out that the person of the apparition sitting.
In the mist. Yeah, you can see that's a torso and a head, like right there, sitting in that seat.
I don't. It almost looks like they're leaning forward, like arms on the rail.
Uh-huh.
It's not easy.
It's not easy to fall in love.
Easy. Oh, sorry. we went different routes on that one, Dave.
We didn't go in the same direction there, bro.
I took 99. You took high five.
Apparently.
You make out the person of that person in the seat. Yeah, you really can. You can really see that. You see the shoulders, the head. It almost looks like I said. It looks like it's kind of leaning forward, got its arms on the rails, like it's doing this. It really comes out really good, and you can tell it's not light shine.
James.
No,
that's a good picture. Oh, James is here, Dave.
Mm-hmm.
So lights flicker, boards malfunction for no apparent reason, but as soon as someone acknowledges Emma, the unexplained activity actually stops. Her presence has been made especially known during previous productions of Chicago and Cabaret. So this is like theater now.
Yeah.
So according to a 2011 article on MauiTime.com, during a production in 1992, a man named Kruger says something was messing with the lights and there was a very irritated presence. She says the cast and crew started speaking to the either. Oh my God, they really got to proofread when they type.
Need.
Speaking to the either and collectively determined that the spirit's irritation might be due to the living not addressing the dead in a personal way, and for a time confusing her with the nasty dressing room poltergeist, and that was just being rude. So
How
basically, the person from Maui Time, Kruger, had no idea about the ghost. Is basically what's happening, and she was confused when they say that it wasn't happy that it wasn't being addressed, and that they were being rude to her, not being recognized, and so she was creating havoc throughout the show.
Yeah.
So we started saying different names out loud, and when we said Emma, all of a sudden there was a cool breezy feeling in the air. We all went, "Whoa, that's her name." And ever since we've called her Emma. She doesn't really mess with anybody since she was named.
Feeling.
That actually that statement worries me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Like playing with a Ouija board and asking who's there.
Yep.
Blessed.
Blessed.
I don't know if this was blessed.
Yeah. So other ghosts have been seen in the basement of the theater. It is said that they're the ghosts of Hawaiian soldiers who died during the battle centuries ago in the Iao Valley, which Iao is named after a fish, by the way. Not related, but I thought I'd mention it.
Okay.
Witnesses have reported feeling cold spots. I am inside. Witnesses report feeling cold spots, seeing shadow figures, and hearing voices. Another not so friendly ghost has been witnessed making things fly off the shelves and generally causing chaos in the dressing rooms.
I can't leave.
That's not good, Dave.
No. So here's the thing. So when the haunted collector was there,
They found that
Logan.
well, did you see Logan?
It did say Logan.
There's a person by the name of Logan that is here at the house.
Really?
Yes. Kaylee's husband.
Oh, is Kaylee
his
there?
daughter. Yeah, Kaylee's here.
Oh, awesome. Tell her I said hi. Tell Logan I said hello.
I will.
And so does Ghost too.
Yeah. So Maui on Stage was contacted by the Sci-Fi Channel to conduct a paranormal investigation of the building. During the episode, Haunted Collector investigating team opened a round concrete casing believed to be a time capsule with items from the early years of the theater's operations.
What's crazy is that thing was hidden in plain sight in concrete.
Yeah.
Over here.
That when they opened the time capsule, everybody got goosebumps.
Yes.
Including the people operating the cameras, everybody that was there.
Like it let something out.
Yeah. Items recovered included an 80-year-old piece of 16 millimeter film, 2 postcards of Maui pineapple fields from the 1920s, and a sterling silver barrette.
Hey, Jared's on. What's up, Jared?
Hey, Jared.
How do they know it's Emma? That's my whole.
Well, that was the thing. They just started rattling off a bunch of names, and when they said the name Emma, they got this whoosh of cold air.
Yeah. And again, I don't necessarily believe it.
I don't know if that's Emma, but like I said, the picture that I showed you is who they believe Emma to be.
That's interesting.
It's here.
It's here, and I'll show that again. This is who they believe
Blessed.
is the friendly spirit that haunts the place.
The box is scary
So,
though.
okay, so it was a 90-year-old time capsule encased in concrete on the sidewalk outside. and was found to hold a strip of film. When played the film on the projector, the film shows a woman's face.
I would have never played that film, Dave. I would have never played that film. Is that
That's the woman's face that's shown in the film.
I would have never played that film, Dave.
And I bet you dollars to donuts that's who the silver beret belonged to.
I've seen Sinister too many times. I would have never played that film.
I'm gonna end up in somebody's pool.
So yeah, they believe that's Emma, and again,
Again,
it
well,
might have been
they
Emma.
were like, it might have been like, yeah, I'll be Emma.
I'll be Emma.
How are you?
I'm good. He's good.
I'm all right.
But still, they say the ghost on the upper levels is a friendly presence, at least now that they've identified him, or now that he's accepted, or it has accepted an identity. Maybe now it's being nice.
I have a bad feeling about Emma. I don't know what it is.
So, so yeah, well, yeah, we talked about it being it opened on August 22nd, 1928, and included appearances by Bob Hope, Betty Hutton, Frank Sinatra. All this for USO shows during World War II. They showed movies such as Rio Rita and Deep Throat in the theater. The Hawaii debut of From Here to Eternity was staged at the theater. Local Hawaiian music artists have played there, which I'm not going to say for fear of butchering their name, which I don't want to do that. But yeah, they were gonna demolish this place in the 80s.
They were getting ready to.
They were like, no, historical landmark.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is a cool location.
So there's a report. Michael Pulliam, a productions associate
Case.
at the IAO, however you want to call it, EIO.
EIO.
Says generations of thespians and theater staff have given eerily similar accounts of witnessing mist-like drifting images, odd lights and shadows, hearing voices and footsteps when the theater was supposedly empty.
Come inside.
Others have actually felt the presence of something ghostly, like actress Allison Mikes, who says her pulse quickens every time she enters the dressing rooms backstage. I get this feeling on the back of my neck, and that's when I know I'm not alone, is what she says. Oh, sorry, I got a frog in my throat.
That's in the fields.
In 2009, an Abaki supernatural historian determined that there are at least two distinct spirits still hanging around after
Come inside.
the final curtain call. One of the two, Emma, has had the most commanding stage presence. While there is no evidence that she is or was in Emma, she purportedly responds favorably to the name, like I was saying. Evidently, Emma is a benevolent specter, possibly. In one pop account, she warned a set designer that the theater roof needed to be fixed immediately. Her words of caution were ignored, and a large section of the roof crashed onto the sidewalk the next morning. While there's no record of any nefarious deeds or mishaps at the Iao, some believe it must be the site of unfinished business. Last March, members of a paranormal research team shooting on location footage for an August 2012 episode of the Sci-Fi Channel's Haunted Collector. I really got to watch that.
Great show.
Extricated a mysterious time capsule encased in theater's cement facade. Facade?
Facade.
Is it a facade, Dave? Is it?
It's a facade. You think it was an illusion, but it's just a facade.
But they, as you were talking about the date, contents date back to the 1920s.
Mhm.
Why 2 blank postcards? And see, you say a
It's
silver
not
beret.
easy.
I have a gold beret.
That's interesting because I show it with silver. But Jared wants to visit a haunted building.
Huh? You can
Go
always
ahead,
come
Jared.
visit me.
You can come on an investigation with us when we do it.
The Hollywood crew wasn't actually the first to investigate the claim that the venue was haunted. And it wasn't even the last. This is how I came to be at the Iao Theater one summer evening with Regina Norland, a local medium. Even the most ardent
I
skeptic
know that name.
would agree the theater is spooky after dark. Once the audience cast and crew exit the building, the lights
They're
go
here.
down. The cavernous space is blanketed in eerie silence. As we wandered the theater aisles, mezzanine, and of course, basement, I became acutely aware of every creak, draft, and shadow. It wasn't until standing backstage, a space filled with murky darkness and discarded
inside.
theater props, that a chill crept up my spine. Like Allison, I felt as if I weren't alone. But we were the only ones in the building that night. That's a good one. I don't. There's something here, Dave. I'll watch from
Guy.
afar.
Mika will be in the van.
She'll be in the van watching them. Hey,
I'll
there's
be-
something in the corner over there.
Maybe like, Dave, you might want to
Run.
leave. You might want to just leave. Run. There's something behind you, and I know you're gonna want to turn around and look.
All Dave's gonna hear on his head is run.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Okay. So there was a paranormal group. Well, individual. They're called OMG. OMG, what dat or something like that. And basically, they go and talk about haunted locations. Well, they're walking around the perimeter of the Iao Theater, but not going in. They're talking about the history and the haunts and stuff like that. And I'm watching the program, and right at the end, like mid sentence, the camera shuts off,
It's
Oh.
not easy.
and this is what was said. As I was basically closing the episode, the camera turned off on its own. As I was about to figure out why it turned off, it turned on by itself. What happened, I don't know. I can only deduce that Emma was showing me that she was there. Later, I found out from a worker that she sometimes likes to play with gadgets. Maybe she wanted me to stay longer. Don't know what happened.
Blessed.
To make your own assumption. So basically, he was like, I was sitting there talking, and the camera shuts off. I went to go look at it and try to fix it. It turns itself back on, so he can finish the show. And he comes back on. And he goes, "Okay, that was weird."
Yeah. Shit.
But and then the people working inside the theater were like, "Oh yeah, she likes to play around with gadgets."
So yeah, Jared
Yes,
says
there's a museum in Vegas. I want to visit Zach Bagan's Haunted Museum.
Unfortunately, I'll never go there, Jared. I'll never go to anything that has to do with Zach Baggins. Just won't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't support people who are dirty. Just can't do it.
Yeah, I don't like the way he treats people that he's worked with.
Yeah.
Or the places that he goes to.
I don't like how he investigates.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he treats people that he works with.
I don't like the way he treats the spirits.
Yeah. I
Spirits
can't.
draining the batteries that have come in. Absolutely. Yeah, this In this particular case, though, the battery wasn't drained. He just shut it off.
If you want to see something cool like that, Jared, I'd suggest you check out Greg and Dana Newkirk's Traveling Haunted Museum, Paranormal Museum.
Yeah.
Go check that out before you go check that.
Before you go to Vegas. Because just like everything else in Vegas, it's fake. There's some interesting things there.
There are some.
I will tell you that I think more than half of the things there are not haunted. They're just creepy.
90% of the stuff that he put in his museum for the show was actually borrowed stuff from other museums and other people.
Yes.
And it's no longer there.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend it. I'm just after what he did to people he worked with and the way he acts with the spirits, I can't support that. Yeah, just well, Dave, you know, I'm not a Ghost Adventures person anymore.
No.
Come inside.
I'd rather watch Sean Austin. I'd rather watch Amy Bruni and Adam do their thing. I'd rather see Dakota do his thing with their new project with Project Fear. I'd like to see Nick Groff with Deathwalker series. There's so many Ghost Hunters. The new stuff on Ghost Hunters is really good. I'm enjoying them cut their comeback. I'm waiting to see. Cindy Kaza has a new thing. It sounds like Cindy Kaza might be the new.
She might be taking over Dead Files.
Yes, might be the new medium on Dead Files from what I'm picking up. And that's going to be freaking amazing too.
I am so down for that. I don't know if Steve's going to stay on it. I hope he does.
I hope he does. He's a great investigator. I know we're getting a little, we're not off subject, but we're going down a little rabbit hole here.
Yeah.
Yes. When
you have to show respect.
You have to show respect. Absolutely. I mean, there's a way to provoke without being disrespectful.
Now, Dead Files has been one of my favorites. Amy Allen is a legit medium.
It's gonna be sorry to. I'm glad she has someone do her sketches for her now, though. She's not an artist; she's a medium. But it's gonna be sad to see her. You know, this being her final season doing it. But I am very interested in seeing Cindy.
What Cindy can do with it.
Yeah, with her writing.
Yeah, because she does the automatic writing. She does psychometry.
It's gonna be.
I love that she does the automatic writing to kind of help her, you know, with all the voices coming in.
Yeah, it's
like
to filter out the.
She's like, okay, I gotta drown this out. Let me do some automatic writing so I can kind of focus on what's going on. Too many people are talking to me at once.
Yeah,
and I totally dig that.
I'm just saying, Jared, there's a lot of other good paranormal investigators out there to look at. Other than
Am I Dead?
Zach Baggins.
Yeah, her name is Cindy Kaza.
I say Kaza. Dave says Kaza.
She says Kaza. So I'm gonna go with what she says. I put that in there for you, Mika.
Are you sure it's not Casa? My Casa.
Casa. My Casa. Mi Casa, Su Casa.
Mi Casa, Su Casa. But yeah,
we're not doing Mexico until next week.
Yeah, Mexico will be next week. Yeah.
Next 2 weeks we're gonna do Mexico.
She's amazing. She's
awesome. She is probably the strongest medium that I've ever. I've
The
ever heard
fact
of.
that she can read something or read someone without being in the room with them is amazing to me.
Yeah. Like she was doing that on
The
the Fright Club
was it Fright Club
with
with Osborne and the Ghost
Osborne
Brothers?
and the Ghost Brothers. They were do stuff and they're interviewing the guy. They bring Cindy Kaza in and never tell her a thing about what the clip was about, what he was experiencing, nothing. She would come in cold and she would nail it every time.
She is one of those ones that I would love to have on her show and just like, okay, Cindy, tell me what you see.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I would love for her to pick up what I'm putting down. Because she's like, oh, you're fucked. Something about you're being groomed to go to Penhurst Asylum.
Hey, that was mine.
I know.
You better give me credit.
I give you credit on that. I
Don't just,
give you
oh,
credit.
wow, Cindy said I'm going to get, I'm like, hey, that's what I said.
No, I'd be the first one to tell you, Dave has that same theory. But no, she's phenomenal.
Yeah. She's
So back to the Iao Theater.
back to the Iao Theater. Do you want to go ahead and score it? Do we have everything?
You think is that all? Is that all in the theater, Dave?
Let's see. So chaos in the dressing rooms. Actors don't want to be alone in various areas of the building, especially the women's dressing room and the attic.
What year is it?
2023. And there goes your temperature change.
Yeah, it's
During a production in 1992, person said something was messing with the lights, and there was a very irritated presence. Oh, I remember you were talking about that. That was the just being rude comment. I saw that. Okay, so misty apparition sitting in the seats as well as on stage during closing hours. It is believed the female apparition has a friendly presence. Other apparitions reportedly seen in the theater basement are those of Hawaiian soldiers who died during battle several centuries ago. Witnesses have reported hearing voices, feeling cold spots, seeing shadow figures on the lower levels of the theater. Okay. So yeah, I think I already told that. And we talked about Haunted Collector and what was found there. So yeah, I think we're good. Let's go ahead and score this.
I'm just saying I found another thing here. Yeah. I think that's just about everything there. So
Okay.
got
So residual.
You are annoying.
well, I'm sorry for that. I didn't think.
Thank you very much for commenting on this. You were annoying.
That's interesting. Okay. So the residual portion of this,
I think the soldiers are residual.
Yeah, I do think the soldiers residual. I think the person sitting in those seats is residual.
Yeah, because I don't think that's Emma.
I don't think that's Emma at all.
I think this is something else.
No
And
thanks.
it's in different seats. You are annoying.
Damn, Mika. You're not
Nikki even says you're annoying.
You're not supposed to agree. Yeah.
But no, I think that's a totally different residual, and I think it's multiple residual entities that are actually taking seats. It's not the same one sitting in different seats because that would denote intelligence.
Yeah.
I think there's multiple residuals taking seats in the theater.
I would agree with that assumption.
I will have to, if it is one, then it's intelligent. And I don't think it's Emma. I think it's something else.
Yeah.
if it's one. So I have to give a little bit to intelligent because I don't know which one it is,
You
but
don't
I'd
know for
love
sure?
to see this be residual and be multiple entities.
Yeah. So I would probably put. I don't think the residual here is as good as Pali Highway.
No, I agree with that.
I
I
would
mean,
probably. It's good.
It's close.
I would probably
What
put
is
it at
happening?
6.
I'm at a 6. Yeah.
Let's talk about the intelligence of this place, Dave.
Okay. So we supposedly have Emma.
You have Emma and another entity.
Yeah.
Blessed.
You have upstairs and downstairs, basically.
Yeah.
And then you have. Oh shit! I forgot what I was gonna say.
So you have there's the one in the dressing room that appears to be irritated, throwing stuff around.
Yes.
You have Emma, and then you have the shadow figures in the basement and the
Shadow
lower level.
Thank you. Shadow figures. That's where I was going with that. Then you have
Yeah,
the shadow
so-
figures there as well.
Oh, multiple shadow figures. Stuff
Multiple
going on.
shadow figures.
Multiple shadow figures, and then you've got Emma on the stage, or in the crowd in the stands. You've got something in the attic.
Something in the attic.
I don't think it's residual, or else why would people be scared to go up there?
Yeah, I don't
People
think
are like, I don't want to go up there by myself.
no. They don't like being in
So-
the dressing rooms by themselves. They
and
don't
that's
like
the thing.
being in the attic by
This is
themselves.
something. This is an unknown factor because whatever's in the attic, nobody sees yet. There's no
No.
manifest.
There's not a manifestation that
This
they've
is just
seen.
something. This is just something that is giving them a feeling.
The aura
and-
of what's in the attic is so strong they don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
Brian.
Is residual,
Say your
yes.
brother's
Yeah.
name.
It did
Yeah.
say my brother's name.
Yeah.
Or my
No,
co-buddy.
we agree, Mika. We think that's residual. I mean,
Yeah.
I think this ghost that is identified herself as Emma, and I want to put that there. I do not think it's an Emma, but I think it's identified herself as Emma.
Yes.
Is definitely intelligent.
Yeah.
Whether she,
Or
and I'm
it's-
using that loosely, is benevolent or not, I don't know.
I think it gets a kick out of being called Emma, and therefore it is being nice.
What happened?
sometimes.
Yeah, because it wasn't nice before, and then it was like Emma. I like that
I like
name.
that name. Let's go with that.
I'll be Emma.
I'll be Emma. That's close
That's
to what
why
my real name is.
I'm digging it. Digging it.
I think the I don't think the intelligent here is
not-
as high as the Pali Highway.
Okay. Is it higher than the residual though?
I think it is still higher than the residual of
Yeah.
Far
what's
away.
going on.
Yeah.
And I'm leaning either I'm at a 7 or 8 here.
Yeah.
And the reason I lean towards that 8 is because I don't know what Emma is.
I'm concerned about Emma, but yeah, I'm gonna put that concern to
Bless.
non-human
And
because
so
I have
are-
a feeling that Emma
you-
is non-human.
So you think the intelligent, you probably put it at a 7.
I'm gonna put it at a 7.
Stressed.
I'll go with that. I'll agree with that, and I'll go with the 7.
Okay. Now we do have poltergeist activity. We have lights. We have cameras being manipulated. Somebody said it messes with gadgets.
Yeah.
Things thrown around in the dressing
Turning
room.
it on and off in front
Turning
of the
the camera off and on.
guy. Lights flickering,
Throwing stuff off the
throwing
shelves.
stuff off shelves. The poltergeist activity actually, I think, is better here than it was on Pali Highway.
I think so too. And I think it's significantly better.
I was thinking of an 8 on the poltergeist activity.
Yep.
I was a 7 for her as well. I like it. I like it, Mika. I like what you're putting down. I'm picking up what you're putting down, Mika. I'm
I'm
picking up what you're
sponging
putting down.
what you're spilling, Mika, but don't spill the tea.
Don't spill the tea.
Don't spill the tea.
That's
Okay,
a
not
whole
even.
different meaning nowadays. Don't you know that, Dave?
Is it?
Yeah, tea's the gossip, man. Don't spill the tea.
I-
Don't be talking shit.
I'm thinking it's just tea. Don't spill my tea.
Don't be spreading rumors, man.
Okay. So so non-human. We've got shadow figures.
You got the shadow figures. You got the thing, the element in the attic.
The element in the attic, I think, is non-human, and I think Emma's non-human.
I don't think Emma is human at all. I
mean, I'm not high here. I think it's still mid-range, but I think we've got
10 like
Pele.
Pele. I'm not a 10. I'm not a 10 like Pele or anything like that.
No, we're not up to Pali Highway, but I think I could go 7. I think I'm in the 7 area.
You have the non-human, you have the shadow entities, you have the other entity that is not known as Emma. You have the thing in the attic that everybody's so scared of going up to deal with.
Yeah.
And then you have Emma, which I think is hiding itself and not necessarily Emma. I like a 7. I do like a 7.
Okay, history.
So the history of this place, I like the history of this place. I like the fact that it's always been a theater.
I am not as good as Pali Highway, I don't think.
No.
But
it's only been always been a theater.
Yeah. 1928 was when it opened.
Yeah, it's kind of young for things that we talk about. I do like that, it's part of the National Historical Society and the Hawaiian Historical Society. I do like
and I
that.
like some of the people that have been there, really famous people from like USO in World War II and things like that. So it does have connections to World War II.
Yep. I do like that.
I'm leaning at a 5, but I want to go 6.
I was thinking 6, honestly. And that's just because I like the history.
Yeah.
Kitchen.
I'm down for a 6. I'm just because it hasn't been open that long, I was kind of leaning toward a 5.
I can understand that, but don't get me wrong, we've talked about places that have been open shorter that have had better history. And
because it's not just the first thing that we look at when we're judging the history is, how long has it been in operation? But we also look at what has it been.
When has it been?
Has it been multiple things? Okay, no, I'm gonna stay at a 6. I just remembered, the ancient Hawaiian soldiers in the basement.
Yeah.
There's a connection to the land.
Yes.
So yeah. So I'm down for going 6.
All right.
I talked myself
into it. All right. So manifestations here, Dave.
We
got the soldiers.
We got the soldiers. We got the shadow figures. We got the mists in the seats.
The myths, orbs. I think they talked about.
Yeah, we got orbs, and we got Emma apparition on the stage.
Yeah, you got.
It's good. You can't. I'm not as good as Pali Highway.
No, and we're not close to Pali Highway.
No,
I would probably put this. I'd probably put this at around 7 or an 8.
Yeah, I'm kind of in there too.
It's a hard one to determine. Is it a 7 or is it an 8?
Orbs, mists, apparitions, Hawaiian soldiers, shadow figures. Let's go 8.
I'm gonna go 8 because the fact that they see the Hawaiian soldiers is kind of what's throwing me to that 8, honestly.
Yeah. Okay. I think audio might hurt us a little bit.
Not a lot of audio experiences here.
No.
I'm trying to think of any of the stories that talked about audio.
Come inside.
Hearing voices. Witnesses hearing voices.
Yeah. 8 is fair, Dave. 8 is fair.
Thank you.
They do hear voices. They don't hear doors slamming, footsteps.
I'm eternal.
Oh.
That's an interesting one to come through.
Wow.
I'm eternal. I'd like to know who I'm is. I'm eternal. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that come across.
Now we've had a couple of new phrases.
I'm eternal. Next week's gonna be interesting. Everything in Mexican, or
Yeah,
Spanish.
we're gonna have everything in Spanish. Orale. Um,
I think the audio really hurts. I don't think the audio.
Actually, I might be at a 4, but I'm
I don't
pushing it.
think it's even as good as.
I don't think it's even
Panda
that.
here.
I think I'm gonna go 3 because I gotta lay, the stuff falling off the shelves and things like that. There's some audio there, and then the
Yeah,
voices in the basement of the soldiers. I can't get anything else off of it.
It's more seeing and feeling. So
Yeah.
I can't disagree with you. I think audio is a 3.
Yep. And speaking of feeling, let's talk about the feels. Okay.
There's a big fear element here.
There's a big fear element. There are 2 locations where people are afraid to go to.
Yes.
So there's a definite fear element.
You have the fear of the you feeling of cold spots, feeling of not being alone, feeling of being touched.
Prison.
Okay.
Not necessarily touched, but the feeling of being touched, if that makes sense.
But would a feeling of being touched just mean that you're being touched? Or like,
I don't know. It's the way they stated the feeling of being touched, like when they're in the dressing room.
That seems weird.
Like they can feel a sensation, but they don't necessarily say that they're being touched. So I don't know if I want to say that they're being touched.
When we were doing the Sally House, that's what I was feeling. Where it felt like I was being touched on my arm and on the back of my no, I was grabbed on the back of my neck. Something grabbed me, but on my arm was softer, more of a. I'd have to say I don't say I was being petted, but I felt like I was being petted on my arm.
For me, it felt like my whole body was engulfed in something. That's kind of what it felt like.
Yeah, with me, it was just the forearms. It just messed with my forearms and the back of my neck.
Fear element is intense, so much so you won't even step into a space.
Yeah,
that's a really good point, Mika, and I like it.
And that was the attic.
Yeah,
which we don't even know what's in the attic, and the dressing room, the women's dressing room. So that's gotta be good, bro. I don't get a lot of actual touching, no pushing or scratches or anything like that.
Like I said, that's why it was weird. It was the feel of being touched, but they're not necessarily being touched.
Yeah,
and that was
so we gave Pali Lookout a 7. Does it stack up to that?
How did you get here?
I think the fear element here is better.
Is good.
Pali Highway Lookout in Ruins. I think I'm willing to go actually a step above that.
Interesting.
I
don't know. I think I'm matching it. I think I'm at a 7, but for different reasons.
It's just because that they refuse to go into the attic. That fear is so bad. I keep kind of going back to what Mika's saying. So much so you won't even step into a space. And honestly, we might have underscored the Pali Highway on feels because they closed down the highway.
Yeah, well, that's because of damage, not because of the.
Okay.
That's because it needs repair.
Okay. Then again, then I have to go. I think I have to go a step above that because I think the fear level is I think the fear level here is
there's damage that needs to be fixed. That's the reason why they closed it. It has nothing, has nothing to do with the pork or the night watchers or anything like that. Night marchers.
I think the damage here, or the damage, the fear here is very relevant to the score.
What is the date?
I mean, what's the scariest thing? I mean, you have to think about. I mean, don't get me wrong. You have the mo'o and everything like that. But
Inside.
when you're traveling down the highway, if you're just driving down the car, the scariest thing to worry about.
You've got the mo'o. Yeah. Well, you got the lookout. You've been pushed off the cliff.
Yeah.
You've got the mo'o. You got Pele. You got the god. You got the demigod Kapua with the pig.
I don't think we can.
You got the night marchers.
I think I still think we might have underscored the fear level here with the shadow people going home with you and causing nightmares and
that may be causing, because we didn't talk about the causing nightmares until we talked about the danger level.
Yeah, illness and
okay. I am willing to put the feels up to 8 for Pali Highway,
and
but
a 7.
A 7 for Iao Theater.
I would agree with that. So that would take Pali Highway to a 79. We'll put a 7 on the feels for Iao.
Yep.
EIO. Old McDonald Theater. I'm just objects.
Grandmother.
We've got equipment being messed with.
Yeah, equipment.
Stuff being thrown off the shelves.
Stuff being thrown off the
shelves. I've got to put points to the time capsule.
I'm not going to put a point to the time.
Wait a minute. On the feels, the chicken skin. The goosebumps.
Oh,
everybody got opening the capsule. I got to put it at an 8.
All right, I'll go 8. I'll go 8. And again, with objects, Mika would agree with the rating. Yeah, no, we switched to an 8.
I forgot about the goosebumps, bro. Everybody got goosebumps when they opened the capsule.
How about the breeze everybody felt when they named it Emma?
When they named it Emma, that's a feeling too.
So
it was a cold breeze. So yeah, I'm still gonna leave it at an 8. But
I'll leave it at an 8. But I'm just saying that kind of justifies more of the 8 is what I'm saying.
Yeah. So okay. So where are we at with objects? I think
I'm gonna give multiple points to the time capsule.
Yeah, I don't strip of film.
Yeah, the film.
I don't know about the I mean, and their postcard, their blank postcards, but their pineapple fields.
Yeah,
really odd. And then the barrette. What's up with the barrette?
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna give multiple points to the objects, especially when they open it and got the cold goosebumps going.
Bring it to me.
And things like
that. I'm gonna go 2 points for that. For sure.
So
then a point for the shelves, a point for the stuff throwing around the dressing room,
the lights flickering on and off,
gadgets being messed with, the camera shutting off and on. So I mean that's an easy 7 right there.
That's kind of where I'm sitting at, is a 7.
Come inside. No energy.
Okay, I'm probably gonna score danger here higher than what people probably think I'm gonna score danger here. I think
Emma's a concern.
It's dangerous.
I think Emma's a concern. I don't think
this is not a place we're automatically starting at a 5. Let's start there. We're not starting at a 5 here.
We're starting at a 5. Absolutely. Now, I think this place is dangerous. I think we got the shadow figures in the basement. We got Mr. throwing stuff around in the dressing room, and we've got Emma, who I think is a closet demon
Yeah.
Was a closet demon waiting to strike.
Give
I
it
think
back.
it's just luring people into a false sense of security.
I
And
really
then we
think
got
so.
and then we got whatever's in the attic.
In the attic.
So if I throw 2 points to each of those, that is an 8.
That's kind of where I'm sitting at.
And I think that's about right.
Definitely concerned, not who she says she is.
I don't think she is who she says it. Oh, like they randomly did names and they went, "Oh yeah, Emma, that's me." Nah.
That's close enough to my name. I
I
just
don't think so.
it reminds
Well,
me of the show when we're putting demonic names on the fucking ghost tubes I had to delete. What I agree, Dave. Yeah, playing with them. Yeah. What's the score, Dave?
68.
No way. I demand a recount. No way.
To a 10.
I'm gonna make sure the computer's math is correct, Dave.
Where are you?
68. Ugh. I still think that's a sleeper though. I thought
Oh,
it
no,
hit,
I still think that's a great spot. It's a great location.
I thought it hit the 72. I thought that's where we'd be at. I was wrong. But yeah,
Where is it?
That's good.
Yeah, and we were still going up with stuff. No, we're gonna raise the feels up again. We raised the non-human up again. I was like, I don't know, we might get that 72. And then we did the last one. I was like, oh
Yeah. The
Busy.
audio is what really hurts this place.
yeah, the audio hurts. The audio is the only low score. If this would have been a halfway decent score, it'd have been at least a 70.
6 or 7,
Yeah.
7
If it had
would
been a 7, it'd have been a 72. If it had been a 5, if it had been a 5, it'd have been a 70. We'd hit 70 on the mark.
And Price is Right, I still would have lost because I went over.
Because you went over. I won the dishwasher.
Cold. Interesting. All right. So I say, Dave, unless you got to pee or something.
No, you want to push through? Let's push through and do the Kaimuki House.
Let me grab one more beer and I say we get going.
Cool. I've got one ready, so yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Whoop.
I'm inside it.
That's weird. Yes. You are inside it. Scary. Okay, Mika, what do you think of the show so far? As I'm trying to get my notes on the Kaimuki House. Okay. Mika, thanks so much for tuning in with us. I really appreciate it. I know it's like midnight your time, so yeah. If you get a chance, though, definitely check out
Games.
usually our last location is what we think is going to be our strongest spot. So hopefully you check it out. But thanks so much. Mika's got to leave us, bro. So
all right. We'll make a thank you for joining the show. Love the feedback, love the interaction. Appreciate you showing up.
Yeah, we'd love for you to share the channel with everyone. Anybody that you know that likes paranormal stuff. We would love to get more and more people on here. So
Oh, absolutely. The more
I appreciate that. Going to Scare Network TV for us. ScareNetwork.tv. It's on Roku, Apple, Amazon
TV.
Fire. or you could just go on your computer, go to scarenetwork.tv and sign up that way.
Yep.
But we love you, Mika. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for
for joining
us.
Yeah, I love it. Love the interaction. Appreciate it for sure. Oh, she's gonna miss the best one too.
She is. She says she'll catch it in the morning.
Already shared on my Instagram page. Yeah, I saw that again. Appreciate that. So we're gonna go ahead and continue on since we're already 2.5 hours into our show.
Yep.
We're gonna go to
Left.
the Kaimuki House.
Line.
Holy cow, that was hard to say for a second. I've been anticipating talking about this one. Yes, Mika, we're gonna talk about the Kaimuki House. This is probably high score of the night. I'm honestly this is when Dave says we might see a 90. This is the one he's talking about.
Yeah, I'd love to see a 90 with this one.
It definitely has 90 potential, and we're gonna see where it leads us. So, Dave,
Yep.
We're gonna see where it leads us. So the Kaimuki House, Kaimuki.
EI.
Yeah. I might have
Okay.
to stay. You are more than welcome, Mika. You are more than welcome. Dave just put down what I
put it down. I'm sorry. You are more than welcome to stay on. We would love to have you. I would hate to. Ruben.
I'm doing a little fat tire tonight. And Dave,
I'm doing Rapazo.
Rapazo.
Which is a pretty good Mexican lager. I gotta admit, it's pretty good. It's getting a lot better since I've been drinking a lot of it.
Deep.
So
it's deep.
The most famous haunted house in Hawaii.
This is the most haunted house in Hawaii.
This is considered the most haunted house in Hawaii. It's called the Kaimuki House.
Yeah. And like I said, I got a buddy of mine, and this is Logan, who I talked about earlier.
Come inside.
He's in the Marines.
Which goes to picked up what you were putting down.
Yeah. And he says that they are forbidden to go to this house.
No, I do want to point out in 2016, this house was destroyed and a new house was built on top of the old foundation. But it is located on the corner of 8th and Harding on a foundation of 2 beds of lava rock. Yeah, it is considered the most haunted house in Hawaii, on all 8 islands. The house itself looks relatively normal, but the story behind it is anything but normal. So I don't know if Dave has a picture of the house or not, but so
yes, I do.
So I think the big score downfall that's going to be on this house will be the history, because it's always just been a house. It's been destroyed and rebuilt. Actually, that's the rebuilt house right there.
That's the rebuilt house. The original house is that.
Yeah. So the creature said, let's go right into it. The creature said to reside in the house is a kasha.
Liar. Come inside.
A man-eating ghost from Japanese folklore. And we all know after World War II, there was a lot of Japanese that came to Hawaii.
Yeah.
The stories surrounding its haunting of the Kaimuki House have been extensively documented.
Yeah. Yeah. So the Kasha demon
I'm hiding.
basically translates to burning chariot. And is a yokai is a clash of supernatural entity in Japanese folklore. The yokai is it's a loan word from the Chinese term yagwai, which is composed of kanji for demon, fairy, or sprite, and suspicious apparition, monster, ghost, or specter.
He went Japanese and Chinese all in that same sentence.
Well, the Japanese stole the word from Chinese and made their own word.
Okay.
So basically, this Japanese demon spirit steals the corpses of those who have died as a result of accumulating evil deeds. So if you've done something bad in your life, the Kasha will take your corpse. And the Kasha likes to take the corpse and eat them. So they eat the dead bodies.
So other interpretations of this monster include a ghoul who lives around crematoriums and feeds on the dead, and a cat-like demon from the sky who steals away bodies. No matter how you look at it, and either way you want to talk about the Kasha, the ghoul, or the cat, they all pretty much say the same thing.
Doom.
It has an insatiable hunger for blood and bodies and corpses. Oh, hell no to the original picture. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's some Bates Motel shit right there. Or Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's kind of what it looks like.
I go a little more Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, a little more Texas Chainsaw, because with the field and stuff, it kind of reminded me of that.
Yeah.
I was seeing Jessica Biel running there being chased by a chainsaw.
There have actually been many families and even couples that actually lived in or vacationed at the Kaimuki House throughout the years, only to leave due to the terrifying and dangerous occurrences that were happening. The original tale tells of an actual young couple who moved into the home, and the neighbors who, upon hearing loud bangs and crashes, suspected there was some form of domestic violence going on and actually called the police. When the police arrived, the couple claimed that they were being attacked by a force they couldn't see. I was like, what the fuck is TCM, Dave? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You people in your shorthand. In 1942,
in 1940,
in 1942,
Iao Theater.
Iao Theater, and a boo boo here and a boo boo there,
a boo here and a boo there, everywhere a boo boo. And let me demonstrate.
Hey yo,
on
boo boo, is that a picnic basket? Sorry.
Would you like to see my picnic basket?
Is a picnic basket?
Hey, boo boo.
Oh, Yogi, there's the Rangers in
Yogi. So I
sorry. Sorry. So police officer, damn it, Dave. Police officers were called to the house by a woman who kept repeating, "She's trying to kill my children." Upon entering the house, the officers could do nothing more than watch in horror as the three children were levitated, slapped, and hurled across the room by an invisible force.
The police couldn't do any. They just it was going on for an hour.
An
this
hour.
shit, and the police couldn't do anything. All they could do is sit there and watch. For an hour, these kids were tossed around and beat the shit out of.
So
right in front of the cops.
I'm just going to share the newspaper article here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you downloaded it or not. I didn't think I saw it.
I didn't download it, but I saw a copy of the police report.
So this is a news article of police. The statement is police called to shoo ghosts from Kaimuki. So I'm just going to read this. Kawana, Hawaii's own witchcraft, brewed evils again Wednesday night, dispelling old-timers' hopes that the war had stilled it. Answering a Kaimuki near riot call, blank, whatever, the police
sergeant, people's names,
and patrolman blank found a Hawaiian boy 10 and his two sisters 18 and 20 shrieking on a sofa. The mother, besides shrieking, was waving tea leaves and sprinkling Hawaiian salt to ward off ghosts. Blank, she said, her son had detected an odor of ghosts. Angry at being found out, the spirits first attacked him, then began repeated attempts to strangle his sisters, she said.
Come inside.
My husband, who left me, is to blame, the mother added. Of course. After a 1.5 hour struggle, police and family yielded the home to Kahuna and retreated blank to the mother's sister's home. As they left and sleepless neighbors gave thanks, the mother turned on Sergeant blank. Look, you have goose pimples too. It made a major news article about what happened.
Yeah.
They watched as the kids were slapped,
it's levitated,
and thrown about the room.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel?
Now, I've been slapped and strangled and tossed around a room, but that was a flesh and blood person that did that. So
I have been slapped and tossed around a room. I have yet to be strangled.
No,
that was not a flesh and blood person, Dave.
No, I know.
So
your person slapped me.
Levitation is a whole other level. Another hell no is what I guess. Yeah. that imagine being a police officer, let alone two police officers who come to this house for this DV and you can do nothing. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, the only thing you can
There's
do
nothing to put in cuffs.
Is come inside.
You can't
come
on inside. You can't shoot it.
Join the party.
Can't shoot it. You can't cuff it. You can't tase it. You can't mace it.
No. Okay. So I've got one. This is from October 31st, 1972. And by the way, that incident happened in 1942.
1942, yes.
Right. So 1972, this is Halloween night. Halloween editorial about local ghost stories that talks about a call to HPD regarding a haunted house. Whether it's the same house from the previous story is unknown because no address was given. What is known that the urgent call comes from 3 girls who are sharing a house in a neighborhood that has a reputation for being haunted. The girls heard strange noises in the house and felt unusual physical sensations. Consequently, their call to HPD involved a request for officers to follow the girls to Papakolea, where one of them lived. So they were leaving it, going to another house.
Yes. I got the news article for this one too.
Yeah, HPD officers obliged until the girls pulled their car into the parking lot of the old Oasis Inn on Waialae. According to the report, the police officer would later file the girl sitting in the middle of the front seat began fighting off something that was strangling her. However, there was nothing there. The officer left his car and reached into the girl's car to assist, but said he was grabbed by a big, calloused hand that was not there.
Calloused hand.
It was completely invisible, but it twisted his arm. That's when he ran back to his squad car and radioed for assistance.
Radioed for assistance.
The officer then put the hysterical girl in his car and urged her friends to follow him, but the squad car wouldn't start. The second he placed the girl back into her own car, she was attacked again. The officer was able to dispel the spirit by spraying everyone with water and Hawaiian salt.
Wow.
And you said you got the news report on that? Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I got the news article popped up for it.
Dude, about
5 yards. Did you read the bottom of this? He put her back in the girl's car. The other officer tried the motor and it immediately started. The two girls drove about 5 yards and suddenly the door of the girl's car flew open and the same girl fell out on the road. Again, she was tearing at her throat as if someone was choking her. Together, the two policemen were not strong enough to pull her hands away. The police sergeant ran into, and that's when the article ends. They start driving off. The ghost like, "Oh hell no, you ain't leaving yet. I got you, bitch.
I'm taking her with me."
Holy shit!
Come inside.
I don't even know where to begin.
I don't. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I'm just like amazed that the cop was that detailed. That hand felt calloused, twisted his arm, and he was like, "What the?"
Yeah, he's like, "This was not the
That
hand
was
of a teenage
I did
little
not
girl."
take that. That was not a required reading at the academy. What the hell was that? Okay, I've got another one.
Okay.
And this is from 1994. When a book about Obake and ghost stories in Hawaii was written and published by a professor of American history at Tokai International College in Honolulu. The book is a story about a fictional character named McDougal, who is a hardened private eye with the Honolulu International Detective Agency. Tale written in old pulp novel style with no nonsense edge to it. Though his partner, Katsuoyama, the unwitting detective, becomes involved in a world of sex, betrayal, and the supernatural. Without going into the entire account, McDougal becomes an eyewitness to the horrific deeds of the Kasha. In this tale...
I want to stop real quick, Dave. I'm sorry. I just want to go back to those first two stories that we talked about. The police officers' accounts are actually filed on their reports. I want to put that out there.
Yeah.
They wrote this.
No, like I said, I saw the police report. I saw the police report from the 1942 incident.
I just want to point that out there.
Yeah.
Like they wrote this on the actual police report. This isn't just the news article or whatever. I just wanted to throw that out there. Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's okay. I get it. So in that story, the Kasha tears people limb from limb until there are literally
Come
only
inside.
pieces left. At one point in the story, McDougal himself is nearly killed twice by the Kasha. So they say, is it a collector and consumer of dead corpses, or is it a super poltergeist-like being that is
Right.
conjured by a Japanese curse to tear victims limb from limb?
Oh,
so it says, oh yeah, and it goes back to the 1942 story. Okay,
yeah, the 10-year-old
so
boy.
10-year-old boy who smells the presence of a ghost that ends up harassing his sisters in the first case. Later, 3 teenage girls are assaulted by a ghost in the Kaimuki house. In the first instance, it sounds like it is indeed a clear-cut case of poltergeist who uses the 10-year-old boy as a human agent with which to interact physically with whoever is present. Also, at the time of the 1942 article, the Hawaiian woman is under adverse circumstances because she states that her husband has abandoned her and the children.
Yeah, but then
In
it
the
goes
editorial
on.
episode,
Yeah,
it would seem that one of the teenage girls in the second story is an agent of a poltergeist because it also assaults the very police officer who is trying to help them. But in either case, it is not a formless fog of black smoke that tore people apart.
no. And I know exactly where you're getting this.
Yeah.
And again, if you go down and look at the picture of the man who wrote this, it is the man from the news story from the Pali
Yeah,
Highway.
it's a Lopaka Kapanui.
Yeah.
The go. That's
I
basically
I like this guy.
Hawaii's foremost ghost dude.
Yeah, you want to know stuff about Hawaiian ghosts or Hawaiian mythical creatures or Hawaiian history? He does it all. And writes books about it. But I just saying, I really after doing the research the last 2 weeks for Hawaiian cryptids and this, I really like this guy. I just want to throw that
Yeah, I
out.
like this guy too. I mean, yeah, when I was looking up haunted locations in Hawaii, this dude was all over the place.
Yes. This the original house has been demolished and a new house has been built on that
Disrespectful.
property. Yeah. You can call it disrespectful if you want to. I don't know if I want to call it disrespectful. But it's definitely it's definitely bad. Let me see here. Okay. Yeah, there's also a story of a father who murdered his wife and children in the home.
Yeah.
The bodies of the wife and son were buried in the backyard, but the daughter's remains were never found. This place is in
Far away.
Yeah, building new houses on old foundations is never a good idea.
Yeah, you're not getting rid of anything. But yeah, no, that story. So the guy caught his wife having an affair.
Well, see, that's another story. There's also another story of a lesbian couple,
Yeah.
2 married women, who one woman actually started seeing a man, and the lover found out about the other woman's wife and killed them both. There's
But yeah, no, there were the one I heard was the one I read was a man caught his wife cheating on him or found out she was cheating, went home, killed her, the kids, and himself.
and then kill himself.
Yeah.
And the
Remorse.
daughter's body was never found.
Daughter's body was never found.
It found everybody else, but not the daughter.
Yeah.
And then there was another story of a lesbian couple of two married women whose marital troubles had devastating results. When one of the women actually became involved with a man, her lover found out about her wife and killed them both before taking his own life as well.
Blessed.
So that's 7 deaths in the house after what happened in there.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you this. Do you think that was a possession?
I very much think both of those have to deal with possession.
Yeah. Definitely some kind of demonic influence.
I think very much both of those have to deal with possession. I think this
Deep.
That's
is
deep.
one of the scariest places we've ever talked about.
Yeah.
The realtor better be disclosing this. Hey, not this house, but the house that was here before. Does he have to disclose of deaths on the property or only in the house? I mean, let's talk about that. Because these happened at
I think you got to, if you're trying to buy a house within a mile of this place, you got to disclose this place.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you're buying this house on their property, you already know what's happened on that land.
Yeah.
And that's why you're buying the house.
Yeah.
Definitely a demonic presence. I
would.
So this is probably the shortest story in history that we're going to talk about tonight. Because that's it. That's everything.
26.
That's everything about this place. Unless Dave found something I don't know about, that's everything about this place.
No, that's I no, I think I got everything I found. But I do have a present.
Dave has presents. I love presents, Dave.
Okay. So I found two. I found one what looks to be like a person in the window, which they got a picture of the house, and then they've got a blown up picture of the window on the right. So check this out.
A new house, even
on the new house.
Oh, that's not good, Dave. That's not good. That's not good at all. That's I don't like that at all, Dave.
I don't think that's blessed at all.
I don't like that at all.
And then a real creeper. This is from the old house.
Yeah, I don't get that one. That bugs the hell out of me. It's like, no, up in here. Probably discounted
Come
rate.
inside. Linda.
I'm not gonna lie, Mika. I would buy that house. I would Airbnb that bitch a lot.
Oh yeah, and I would definitely say haunted. I would make them sign waivers.
Oh yeah,
you'd make bank. We'd make bank. I'm telling you, I go halves on it with you.
It's $1 million house just because it's in Hawaii.
Yeah,
but I do it.
it's on Oahu, I think, right? It's on the
I think it is Oahu.
yeah.
Oh, is it Oahu? What's the Big Island? Big Island is
Big Island is Kona. That's
Kona. Airbnb.
Oahu is the popular island. That's where the airport is and everything.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
this
it's
is Oahu.
8th Avenue and Harding Avenue, Honolulu, Hawaii. So yeah, it's on
Honolulu. Yeah,
yeah, that's Oahu.
yeah. So yeah, the Big Island.
Airbnb.
I Airbnb the bitch out of that thing. I'm just saying.
I'd Airbnb the shit out of this.
I'd go stay there. Honestly, I would.
Okay.
As scary as this place is, I would go stay the night there at least one night and check this place out.
I'd do it. I'd do it. This has become one of my bucket list items. I didn't know anything about this house.
No.
Blessed.
Until we started researching places in Hawaii, and it was this Kaimuki House keeps coming up in everything.
Dude, when we did our thing, I was like, dude, we gotta talk about the Kaimuki House. And you're like, Kaimuki House, like we gotta talk about the Kaimuki House. Oh my god, this place is nasty. We gotta talk about this place. So look, all right, Dave, let's talk about this place. I think
let's talk about this.
So let's talk about let's talk about the guts of this place, what type of haunt this really is. So let's talk about the residual of this place. Is there a residual haunt there? I think there is.
I think there is too.
They don't necessarily discuss it in the stories that we talked about.
Yeah, I got like some what is it? So I had a paranormal guy that was researching a place but didn't basically he refused to walk up to the house. So he stayed like a block away.
He Amityville horrored it. Okay.
He Amityville horrored it. And this is what this reminds me of. This reminds me of Amityville. But he was like, I could swear I'm seeing an orb, or I'm feeling a cold spot, or things like that. So I definitely think there's residual here.
Blessed.
I think too many people have died on this location for there not to be some kind of residual.
At least 7 deaths.
Yeah.
So I think there is residual here. It worries me that they never found the daughter's body.
Yeah.
But I think there is residual here. I know we didn't really discuss anything residual besides what. Yeah, Blackway. I feel that. I there's a little bit being discussed what Dave just talked about. I think there's more than that. I'd be more interested on the new house that's been built there and seeing what they're getting. But I think the residual here, even though the stories don't back up my score here, I would probably put the residual at least a 7, and that shit freaks me out.
That's since it was rebuilt. So is that residual or is that intelligent? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm gonna put the residual at a 7. I think the residual energy is. I think it's here. I don't think it's as high as we're gonna go with intelligent, poltergeist, or non-human.
No, I don't think so either. But I don't know if I can go a 7
high. You think 7's too high here?
I think the 7's too high.
Would you go more 5?
I think the potential's there. I mean, I could go 6.
6 would be your highest score here.
I think 6 would be the highest I could go.
Like I said, so I tend to overshoot. So Dave talks me down a lot.
I definitely. I mean, we could do 6.5. I'm okay with that. But
no,
I'm gonna do 6.
And like I said, I think my score doesn't necessarily go with what we talked about.
Yeah. No, I think the absolute potential is there. So are you gonna go 6 or do you?
I'll go 6. No, I'll go 6. Like I
Okay.
said,
Come inside.
you talked me down, Dave. It's I was high on the ladder and I've had quite a few beers, so
I talked you down a run. Let's rein that in
because
now we're talking interesting. So intelligent. There's intelligent. I can't. I mean, I'm just gonna say I can't not give a 10 to intelligent poltergeist and
or
non-human.
non-human.
I think I think I might go a 9 for intelligent, but that would be it.
Come inside.
Because I think the intelligence is non-human. I think there's a hell of a lot of poltergeist activity. I would give the poltergeist activity a 20 if I could. So okay,
They were driving away to open the car door.
I'm gonna go 9 for intelligent. I'm gonna go 9 for intelligent.
All right. Let's think about the 10s we've given on intelligent. And there's not a lot of 10s out there for intelligent, if I do believe.
The Granary and King's Chapel Burying Ground.
I think it's equal to that place.
Mason House.
I think it's equal to that.
Amityville.
I think it's equal to that place.
Robert the Doll.
Different type of intelligent, but equal to.
The Alamo. Perveglia Island. Lizzie Borden. Suvarnabhumi Airport. Penhurst and Leavenworth. I don't.
Marie.
There's a couple there I don't think it's equal to, but I don't think those were 10s either. I think those were 20s.
I think those were 11s or 15s. Yeah. I mean, we can't go higher than a 10. We have Pali Highway at a 9.
I think it's better than Pali Highway.
It's better than Pali Highway. God damn it, it's a 10.
It's a 10.
God damn it, John, son of a 3-nippled goat. Fuck. Poltergeist is a 50. I'm just putting a 50 down for Poltergeist.
I don't think there's a discussion here.
Over here.
I don't think we can. In the non-human, the 10 too. I can't.
I don't think there's a discussion to be had on the score for non-human. I
can't.
I mean, we can discuss it.
I think demon
stories speak for themselves.
Yeah, it's the freaking Kasha demon, and I'm sorry, poltergeist activity
better than the highway.
It worked over these kids for an hour and a half.
As the cops watched.
As the cops did nothing but watch. It was choking the girl in the car.
They opened the door and pulled her out when they tried driving away. Dude.
Tried to leave. Fuck that place.
The cop.
Man,
right,
okay, history. This is where it's gonna hurt a little bit.
This is a hurtful spot here. You know, is there a lot of history to this place? And honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't know. Because what brought the Kasha demon?
What brought the Kasha there?
What scarred the land? What was wrong with the land with the two lava flows? What's trapped underneath the lava to begin with?
Right.
It's built on two separate lava flows. It's built on top of two separate lava flows. I think the history might be better again than what's being discussed.
Yeah, it was an interesting thing that what's his face told, and he's like, is this
blessed?
It's definitely not blessed.
No.
Let's say so.
I
There
know.
it is. I know, right? So he said there's two versions here. Is it the Kasha is a demon, is a collector and consumer of dead corpses, or is it a poltergeist like being conjured by a Japanese curse? What if it's both?
That's the scary thing.
What if we've got the Kasha demon and we've got the Japanese curse poltergeist? What if that's two things? And yeah, and where's the source of that? Where does this happen? Is it because of the lava flows? Is it because of the house? Is it there's no I don't know. We've got a 7 and a 6 for history tonight. And I'm like, I want to give it a 5 just because we don't know.
Does it get points that the United States government states that they're not allowed to go to
Please
that
leave.
house?
I think so. The United States military forbids their soldiers from going to this house.
I think that's historical. Besides a brothel, I've never heard of the United States military telling you you're not allowed to go to places.
Right. So yeah, I'm right there at a 5. I'm gonna go 5. I think an argument could be said for 4, but I don't think it's higher than a 5.
I agree with you. I don't think the history is there to beat the Iao Theater. I don't think it's there to beat Pali Highway. It's just too young. So I agree with the 5. So 10 on the manifestations.
Well, yeah. I mean, I
mean,
I don't know what to say.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's dark.
Dark, yes.
I mean, manifestations is, do you see stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there orbs? Yeah.
Kid flying around the room being slapped and thrown? Yeah, I see that.
That's PK energy, so something's being manifested. People being choked, the dude getting his arm twisted, and
The chick just get ripped out of her car.
chick get pulled out of her car.
You see that cop getting his arm twisted back and like, no, this is she's mine. That's what it felt like. No, she's mine. Get off your hands off her.
Yeah. I was like a large calloused hand. I was like, man, that he could tell it had calluses on it.
So here's another hard one though. Here the audio.
I'm wondering. Yeah, I'm wondering about the audio. This is. I mean, there's audio, but because of these stories, they're kind of oversaturating everything.
Blessed.
I just heard something knock over here. And I'm just making sure it wasn't my coaster sticking to my bottle. My bottle's not wet. So I don't know why it would stick to my bottle. But it sounded like, I don't know if you can hear that. Did you hear that?
I'm hearing something. Yeah.
That was weird. That was a weird noise. Okay. Go ahead, Dave. Audio. The audio here, I okay. What about the audio of the people actually calling the cops on this place because they thought there was a domestic violence going on? For one,
and the police calling for help. The one cop called for backup.
Call for backup.
I gotta say that kids being strangled and thrown around and they're screaming and yelling and stuff going on. I think there's definite audio there. So I want to read something really quick. And I don't know if this is going to lay claim to any audio, but the kasha is a creature that frequented populated areas where its dietary substance
I don't know.
sustenance it consisted of fresh human
Come
corpses.
inside.
So it likes to live in populated areas. According to the lore, these creatures are a type of bakeneko living among human beings under the guise of a common house cat or stray. They are bipedal and larger than most people and are accompanied by flames from hell where they make their advent in the evening during rainy or stormy weather. And I was thinking about that as an audio blip. It is only during funerals that the true forms are revealed, and as a result, they are known to snatch corpses and spirit them to hell for punishment. Most times, Akasha will animate a corpse as a puppet or simply eat it as a meal.
Okay. So, hold on. Hold on. Okay. What if the man in the two stories after this happened
If you're about to pick up what I'm about to put down, or if I'm
killed
about to pick up
themselves well before
that's exactly what I was
having? Okay. I'm gonna go a little Leo Let's here. I really Leo gets. I'm sorry.
Okay. So yeah, what if?
What if?
Well, yeah, the same like the thing. I do had an affair.
We talked about them being possessed. Maybe they weren't possessed.
Maybe they were animated. Maybe their corpses were animated.
They're just
and the
puppets.
Kasha killed them. That's freaky. Okay.
I'm gonna give a 5 to the audio.
I'm down for that, bro.
And then it's 10, 10, and 10.
10 for the fields, 10 for the objects, 10 for the danger. Damn it.
We didn't hit 90, but it's close.
86.
Like I said, it's close. The residual hurts, the audio hurts, history hurts. Everything else is a 10. Okay, let's talk about. Okay. All right, I know we're 10 on the danger level.
Yeah, I think it's higher than a 10.
If you had to think about the most dangerous places that we've talked about, I got too close, sir. How dangerous do you think this place compares to those places?
Like I said, let's look at our other 10s.
Inside.
Leavenworth.
Palazzo Dario in Venice got a 10 for danger.
Palazzo Dario. Hold on, let me rethink Palazzo Dario. Trying to remember what Palazzo Dario was in Venice. Why? Oh, okay. All right. I think this place is more dangerous.
I think it is too. And then the Joshua Ward House,
Oh, I liked that one.
Mason House, another one, which keeps coming up. Trans Allegheny and Amityville. Kilmainham Gal.
Who is she?
Oh, kill me, Gal. Is it Gal? It's not Gal. It's Joel.
It's Jowl. It's
Jowl.
Jowl. Sally House.
Oh.
Come inside.
Vyckoff Castle. St. Augustine Lighthouse.
I think it's more dangerous than St. Augustine.
Huska Castle.
Ugh, Huska Castle. Man, what a great episode on Scare Network TV.
And then Proveglia Island and Leavenworth.
I'd say Leavenworth, yeah. Yeah, because
Penhurst, Suvarnabhumi,
they're all nines.
and Lizzie Borden all got 9s. And the Alaskan.
This ranks.
I think this is, as far as danger goes, this is right up there with Leavenworth. It's I think Leavenworth is the only one where I'm like, okay, Leavenworth is more dangerous.
There's only one place I said I wouldn't go, and that's because if you stay the night, you die. Come on, Dave.
And which one was that?
That was in that season.
Come inside.
I think Huska Castle is more dangerous.
You think Huska Castle? Wait, Huska Castle.
It's the one built on the gateway to hell.
I thought that was Huska Castle. God
It is
damn!
Huska
I cannot say castle, Dave.
It's unknown.
I can't even say Huska. It's Huska, not Kuska.
Huska.
Yeah, Huska Castle has the gateway.
Yeah. And then the Sally House.
Sally House. Ooh, I had dreams about the Sally House. I've had dreams about Amityville. I think
Amityville, the Sally House, Leavenworth, and Huska Castle are the only things that I think are the same or more dangerous than this place.
Kaimuki House. All right, Dave. Since we didn't ask this on any of these.
Well, no, we didn't, did we? Because we did on Scare Network, but we didn't ask on any of them. Okay. So
hey, Pali Highway, Paranormal Experience, or Haunted?
Oh boy. There was a lot going on there. But I'm gonna say Paranormal Experience.
I'm gonna use your depiction,
my analogy.
Your analogy of thank you. That's the word I was looking for of what we talked about on.
Yeah, on Scare Network.
Scare Network. Thank you.
Sit down.
And I'm gonna agree with you based off of that analogy with a Paranormal Experience, and only because I think there's
if
more.
You're in a certain spot, then there are haunted areas, but I think as a whole,
I think you can avoid the danger on Pali Highway.
I think you can avoid the haunts at Pali Highway.
Yes,
and I think a lot of that is because it's closed. You're not going to hit it.
So, Iao Theater.
I'm going to say haunted. I'm
going to say haunted too, and that's because Emma fucking worries me.
I think Emma worries me, and the shadow figures in the basement and the guy in the attic. That guy worries me. I don't know what that is.
And I'm
why Why hasn't it made an appearance? Why hasn't it shown itself?
Yeah.
Or is that Emma?
Come inside.
I think they're two different things, and I think they're neither
think
one of
so
them
too.
are human. And I'm just gonna write FE next to Kaimuki House, which stands for fucking haunted.
That would be FH, right?
FH. Yes, I meant FH. You know what I meant,
F-
Dave? Fucking
Fucking
evil.
evil.
That's where my brain went. Fucking evil and haunted.
I just put a big FU next to my.
Fuck you.
Ew. Dad, I'm out. No. Kaimuki House, that is haunted. Haunted as shit.
I'm so disappointed we didn't get 4 more
Why?
points.
I really wanted that 90.
But you know, you can't help the history.
Can't help the history, you can't help the audio, and you can't help the residual. It's like the score is the score. We try to be as objective
Yeah.
as possible with it. That's why we pick 10 aspects that we score on. So
Come over here.
That's why the lowdown system works so well, Dave. It really kind of takes the, I don't want to say the guesswork out of it, but it kind of it evens the playing field for everything that we talk about.
yeah, it doesn't overpower anything. It takes the, it kind of takes your personal bias out a little bit.
It kind of does, because honestly, if I was just to say, if we went off the old scale, Dave, before
Tombstone.
we introduced the lowdown, where it was 1 through 100 haunted, 1 through 100 danger.
Yeah.
How would you score the Kaimuki House?
90% haunted, 100% danger.
Which is one step below Fort Leavenworth.
Yeah. And Penhurst.
Blessed.
And Penhurst.
Which
would make this a top 3 location.
Yep. As it stands right now, it is
9th.
It is tied for 4th.
Oh, 4th. Okay. What's it tied with? I'm just thinking about the what's the word I'm looking for, Dave? The
It sure as hell isn't Castle.
I'm drinking a lot. Okay, so I'm thinking the tournament of haunted sites here.
Oh,
The locations. That's why I say what's it tied with? What's
it is tied with the Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast.
beats it?
If they were to go head to head,
What year is it?
2 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 2, 3 to 3. Or the way, just off the top, just kind of scanning it. Yeah, Kaimuki beats it.
Because I think the only place it beats is residual history in audio.
Yeah, it was 4 to 3, and then the rest were all ties at 10s.
Yeah,
which we would have to go one by one and judge which one. Like if we were to go, okay, both of them have a 10 for intelligent.
Scratch that out.
Would you? Well, I mean, if we had to pick.
Oh, if we had to discuss it, I would.
If we had to discuss it and pick which one had the most intelligent haunt.
I'd pick Kaimuki House over Lizzie Borden bed and breakfast.
Yeah, I think I would too. And then manifestations were both at a 10.
I think Kaimuki House beats it at the 10.
And then feels are both at a 10. And I can't. can't believe it.
Kaimuki House beats it there.
I think Kaimuki House beats it there too. I think the only thing, maybe Intelligent. I think I might give the nod to Lizzie Borden, but other than that,
I could see where you would say that. I could see where you'd say that.
because
But
it's
these
a
are-
human intelligence.
but
It's a
these are
human intelligence.
probably-
It's not a.
These are
It's not a
probably
demon.
two places, Lizzie Borden and Kaimuki House, that would end up on opposite sides of the bracket.
Yep.
Who is he?
I can't wait to build our bracket. That's coming up. We have to sit down here shortly
Yeah.
and
Bless.
really discuss our
Yeah.
bracket.
'Cause we've got one more location to do for our look back.
Yep. Ohio State Reformatory
Oh no, we got two then because we got to do the antique shop.
and the antique shop.
We got the antique shop and the Ohio State Reformatory.
Yep.
And then once those two are done, and we've finished with the rest of our episodes leading up to our mid-season finale on June 11th. So when we come back in August, we'll do the tournament. But the bracket, and I'm still thinking, top 16, go at it. Or we can do top 32 and dwindle them down to 16 on our own.
Yeah, and I think
And
we
then-
talked about the top 12 at one point in time with the top two having buys. Or was it the top 10?
Yeah. We were talking about that with cryptids.
Oh, that's right. That was cryptids.
We were talking about that with cryptids because we were going to do cryptids
I want to leave.
as well. We were going to do cryptids on. Oh no, we were talking about doing a separate tournament for Scare Network.
That's right. That's right. Yep. That's right. That's where that came down.
Yeah,
I know.
because we were talking about just the Scare Network spots.
Yeah.
We were going to do on Scare Network, and then we were going to do a full tournament with the rest of the locations on the live stream.
Yep. Well, Dave, we have gone 3.5 hours here.
Yep.
We got 4 locations that we've talked about tonight.
Good scores.
Phenomenal.
Come inside.
Phenomenal location. I'm still shocked. Iao Theater was only a 68. Being the low score of the night. But again, that puts us at what, a 77 for the average? All 4 locations?
If I did that right, because we've got 86. Um, 79. Our Scare Network one was a 76. And then a 68. So yeah,
77.25.
77.25.
Did I say 77?
You said 77.
Without doing the math. Look at that.
No, I was like, yeah, it's right around 77. So
I'll say 77 and a 77.25.
thanks, Mika.
Thank you, Mika.
You
Thank
did
you
it. She
very
stuck
much,
it out with
man.
us.
I appreciate you sticking out with us. Hopefully you can still get a little bit of sleep before you have to go to work tomorrow. Again, appreciate all the feedback and the discussion and the interaction. I love it. Don't hesitate to show up again. And again, thank you for listening or watching to the old episodes. Love that. Yeah, it was fun talking with you tonight. Appreciate it. Oh, now go to sleep so you can go to work tomorrow. And with that said, it is also time for us to finish the show. Next week we will be talking Cryptids Part 8, and we're all south of the border for the next 2 weeks, folks.
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about cryptids of Mexico next week. That's going to be interesting with a very special episode exclusively for Scare Network. So if you guys want the chance to see that, definitely go to scarenetwork.tv and sign up.
It's gonna be good.
But it's gonna be good. And then we've got 3 alongside that are
Bless.
really interesting. I'm looking forward to talking about them. And then the
Nick was
following
there
week,
for the live on the Instagram for those 4. I think she would agree. These 4 are going to be phenomenal. I think.
Yeah.
I think these might be some of the highest scoring cryptids we've talked about in a while. I just want to throw that out there. Sorry. It's going to be good for sure. And then following that, we're going to talk about the haunts of Mexico, and we've already discussed those locations. Since I don't want to say screwed over, but I got stuck at work last Wednesday, so me and David had a little extra time this afternoon, and we did a live on the Instagram and talked about our next 2 episodes. I think those it might be a running for Hawaii here, Dave. For different reasons, but
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a running here. I think both for Scare Network and for our lives.
Yep.
So stay
I think
tuned. So today is the 7th, so we'll be back again on the 14th. Hopefully, on time at 7:00. We got a little talkity during the Scare Network.
Yeah, we got a little chatty, but
we got a little chatty here too. We did 3.5 hours on this show too. So
yeah.
So we'll be back next week on the 14th, and then on the 21st again for basically 2 weeks in Mexico, man. It's gonna be interesting. I'm looking forward to talking that. Dave, any finals?
Kaimuki House was a huge pleasure to talk about. I was amazing. I mean, I knew it was going to score big. I was hoping for that one to hit 90. That's what I was hoping for. Didn't quite make it. I did guess the Iao Theater like right on the money at 68.
Son of a bitch. I think he pre-scored it and talked me into his scores. I'm demanding a recount.
I had no idea. I'm pulling a Barry Horowitz and I'm patting myself on the back. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to next week with Cryptids Part 8. And then the following week, the 21st, with our haunts of Mexico.
Yeah.
And then I was going to ask you about the 28th. I don't know.
It would be a state.
It would be a state. Well, it would be cryptids, but
it'd be cryptids.
But it's also 2 days after my birthday.
Oh shit! It's birthday episode season. It's May.
It's May, and it's Memorial Weekend. So
Memorial Weekend. Well, Dave, that's special occasion time. We're on our summer break for my birthday.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily do a birthday episode, but we are not on summer break for your birthday. So I always leave your birthday episode up to you. I always like letting you decide what we want to do. So season 2, we did your favorite spots at
My top 5 most famous dangerous
Side.
locations. That's what I wanted to do. And we scored them in the lowdown way. And that was, Leavenworth, Penhurst, Trans-Allegheny, Waverly Hills, and
oh,
shit, Eastern State.
Eastern State, yeah. Eastern State Penitentiary.
And that was a blast. We got to
That
do
was
that.
I love that. That was fun.
That was great. So I don't know. I'm interested in doing something. I kind of wanted to do something special for the lowdown, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Because the lowdown episode is going to happen a couple days before my birthday. So there's
Well, how about what if we change it up a little bit and kind of meld both your worlds of what you do for podcasting and whatnot, and go with your favorite horror movies of all time. And we can kind of hit both or paranormal. I don't want to say horror, paranormal movies. And that includes Alien, Bigfoot, because we're A to Z on the paranormal here.
right.
Let's pick your top 5
Less.
favorite, or at least top 3 or 4, because we do 4 places or 4 cryptids, one for Scare
Yeah.
Network and 3.
I think we could do 5 because we're not
You
talking
know
about
how we
history.
dive into movies, though, Dave.
I know we dive into movies, but I think we could do. I
What
think
if
we
we
could do 5 movies
What if we
in
picked
2
your
hours.
What if we picked your top 5 and merge both your worlds into one episode here?
Okay.
To the point where
How about
we kicked
about
off
this?
Twitter for the live and threw on the Lowdown YouTube channel for the live.
I've wanted to do that.
And we talked about the top
here's a
5
thought. So we
paranormal
have
movies.
so I have, I probably have my top 5 off the top of my head for paranormal movies.
Now, you'll have to send me a list because I'll have to be able to watch them. So you'll have to do it soon.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking, let's take these paranormal movies and pretend that they're haunted locations and score them as haunted locations.
Oh, I love it, Dave. I love it. And I'm serious. We'll kick off Twitter for this week for the 28th episode.
Yeah.
We'll throw the lowdown on that episode because we're kind of merging both worlds here for you.
Yeah.
Have the birthday, and we can name it on for Dave's birthday celebration, whatever.
Yeah.
Favorite paranormal movies of all time.
Yeah.
And we'll do a live with the 4K Lowdown YouTube, the Spirits YouTube, and of course the Spirits Facebook page.
Right.
And just combine them all, do it all once, and we'll score your favorite, your 5 best favorite paranormal movies as actual locations.
Yeah.
Or an actual cryptid based off the movie that you choose.
Right. So if it's a alien one or Bigfoot or something like that, we score it as a cryptid.
As a cryptid.
If it's a, haunted house or a possession movie or something like that, we score it as a location.
A location. And again, I want you, I know you say you could probably list your top 5 off the top of your head. All I ask is that you send me your list. That way I can watch them. And I can, because that kind of, if you do it, soon, it gives me time to watch those 5 movies.
Yeah.
And
I'd want to throw a little bit of everything. So yeah, because I wouldn't just do paranormal locations, but maybe throw in a cryptid.
As I say, your 5 paranormal movies of all time, and we're A to Z on the show. So it could be alien, it could be cryptid, it could be a location, it could be some sort of ley line type of thing. It could be anything.
Yeah.
So you'll kind of, I know how you categorize your movies, where your alien would be different than your haunted house would be different than your Bigfoot. I know how you categorize shit.
Yeah.
So it might be your top one out of each type of category that you put in here.
Yeah, because I have, I have paranormal. Paranormal is like ghosts,
yeah,
possession, things like that. And then there's monster, which would be the cryptids.
yes. And then I know you have a different separate category for alien. Because I guarantee like the fourth kind and third kind and all that stuff is in a whole different category.
Yeah. That's, well, I categorize them as sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi.
So yeah. So yeah, that would be the alien thing. Yeah.
I think
So,
you
yeah,
have an interesting list. I think it would make for a great birthday show for you, where you get to merge both your worlds into one show. We can merge both of your worlds into one show at the same time, with the movies and the paranormal with both the YouTube pages. I think it'd be great, bro.
Yeah. I like it, bro.
I think that'd be a good birthday episode for you, Dave.
Yep. I'm so down for that.
Okay, I just asked that you send me a list. That's so I have time to watch
I'll
all
send you a list,
five.
and I've just got to make sure that you have the opportunity to watch them. So
Yeah, and we got 3 weeks before we do this show. We got the 7th, the 14th, and then the 28th. So, or is it the 28th? No, 21st.
Yeah, today's the 7th, so 14th, 21st, 28th.
Yeah. So today's the 7th. Duh. 14th, 21st, 28th. I was a week behind for some reason. So that gives me a little bit of time to watch all 5 if I haven't seen those movies. It gives me 21 days to watch them. So if you can think of that list, that way I can watch them, and then we can give it a true lowdown score based off if there are real events or real cryptids. And I think that'd be a phenomenal show.
That'd be fun.
Come inside.
That'd be really fun. And I think with merging the two YouTube channels, we're gonna get a lot of feedback.
Yep.
But I think this would be a fun. I think it'd be a great birthday episode for you, Dave. And again, it'll be Dave's birthday bash, 5 top paranormal movies. It's a great show, Dave. It's a great show.
Yeah.
I'm glad you agree. I'm glad you like my idea. I'm glad you like my idea.
I like the idea, and I like taking it a step further and
And
scoring it like
at their real locations. I like that. I like that a
I think
lot.
that's gonna be neat because I've already taken all my favorite horror movies and scored them as movies.
Yes.
But I've never scored them as actual haunted. If they were actual haunted location,
we'll use the Scare Network version of the lowdown method to score these, and not the actual lowdown movie.
Right.
Method. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah. We're going to use the spiritual spirit lowdown score.
I'm excited for this episode now, Dave. I'm excited too. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. That's gonna be fun, Dave. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a blast. I'm jazzed. Let's do it.
Happy birthday for Dave. All right, so now that we got that out the way, and we're 3 hours and 45 minutes into the show, I think it's time to get the hell out of here, Dave.
Exit stage left,
so we can get the hell out of here.
Roll the titles. We're out of here. Thanks everybody for joining us on Spiritual Spirits. Yeah, tune in next week where we're gonna talk about cryptids in Mexico.
Yeah,
Arriba.
Arriba.
Arriba. Epa, epa. Bye, everybody.